Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruise Chevrolet, cruises into the front porch of the Low Country in a Region 7-4A matchup. The Bluffton Bobcats coming down to the county, Colleton County. Hi, everybody. I'm ABC News 4's Dean Stevens, along with my buddy Everett German. An interesting matchup we have here tonight. Region 7-4A, one of the very rare regions in the entire state.
Yeah, Dean, this region only has 4 teams in it, so very important that these guys not give up a single game if you want to make the playoffs. Tonight, a crucial game.
Yeah, both of these teams 1-0, but that's where the similarities end. One team loves to pass the ball, one team loves to run the ball. Let's start with Bluffton. They're throwing it about 1,400 yards this year. They've rushed it just for 400.
Yeah, this quarterback, Lee Kirkland, this guy wants to throw it all over the field. He's passed for over 1,400 yards on the season, already has thrown 12 touchdowns. He wants to put the ball in the air.
Yeah, his is the son of the offensive coordinator, so he's got some football smarts to him. As for Carlton County, they're going to run the single wing and the wing tee. That means they're going to run the ball, and they've got some pretty good legs back there.
Yeah, Shaquem Chisholm, this young man coming off a rushing performance, 183 yards in a win last week. So they want to pound and ground. Bluffton, they want to put it off in the air. Should be a very interesting game tonight.
Carlton County, in that win last week against Hilton Head, they ran 60 plays. 55 of them were rushing yards. When we come back, we put total leather in kickoff as Bluffton takes on Carlton County. It's Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruise Chevrolet. Welcome back to Carlton County. It is Bluffton and Carlton County in a very important 7-4A region matchup. The Cougars celebrating senior night tonight, and the keys to the game, exactly what we talked about at the top of the show. 2 contrasting styles of offense.
Yeah, for Bluffton, they probably need to get that, obviously, air raid going, but they're probably going to need to run the football as well tonight. They don't run it a lot, Dean, and we talked about it in the opening. So let's see if they can establish a rushing game to go with that air raid. Conversely, Carlton County, we know they want to run it, look for Bluffton to stop the run and make them put the ball in the air.
Carlton County is going to receive the kickoff first. And the interesting thing about their quarterback, Edwardian Stansel, we'll talk a little bit about him as we go along this game. Kobe Peeler, second-year head coach, telling me he does exactly what he needs to do. He manages the game when he's got it in the pocket, and he doesn't make mistakes.
Sometimes that's all you need from a quarterback, someone that's going to keep you in the game and give you a chance in the fourth quarter.
Kickoff short, going to be taken by Shaquem Chisholm. Shaquem Chisholm's going to take it to the outside. The kicker's going to step in and put a little body block on him. Not going to stop him from getting down to the 37-yard line. That was Uriel Zakarin with the stop.
A nice return to start the game for the Cougars. We talked about it, a very crucial game for both squads tonight, and if you're Carlton County, you couldn't ask for a better start.
Now for the WOW whole home Wi-Fi starting lineup. No slow zones, no dead zones, just WOW zones. There you see the offense for Colleton County. They're going to be running a single wing and a wing T option. As we take a look, it's an interesting lineup formation that you don't see very often. Standstill, the running back or the quarterback, hands it off to Chisholm, going to cut to the left side and pick up about 8 yards.
When you think about it, Dean, at the collegiate level, you see this ran by Georgia Tech, by Air Force, Navy. And it's really just an opportunity for a defensive standpoint. You have to be disciplined and stay with your lane.
Now for the Bluffton Bobcats defense, whole home Wi-Fi starting lineup for them. No slow zones, no dead zones, just WOW zones. Keep an eye on number 99, Ronald Reed. Head coach John Haupt had a lot of great things to say about him.
So one thing we've seen all season long, Dean, is some outstanding defensive linemen here in the Low Country. No different tonight.
Kylie Hart, the lone setback. He's the fullback. Another great story. Man in motion, give it to Hart right up the middle. Going to pick up maybe 2 yards on the play.
You know, for Hart, that's simply a situation to kind of keep that defense honest. You hope to kind of suck them in, and then just as they start to peek in the backfield to stop that fullback, hopefully, if you're Carlton County, you can kind of catch them sleeping and hit the big play to the outside.
Bluffton usually runs a 3-4 defense, but Coach Haupt told me they changed things up to go to a 4-4 to kind of combat this wing T single wing option offense that Standstill is the quarterback of. You see number 13 on the left side. That's Traquel Murray. He's in motion. Ball on the ground. Standstill on it. That's going to be a loss of 3 to set up a 4th and about 7.
And the Cougars not necessarily close enough to attempt a field goal, so they're going to have to go for it here on this opening drive. And what started out as a promising drive for them with the outstanding field position, all of a sudden now a crucial 4th down coming up for Colleton County.
Game time temperature brought to you by Roper St. Francis, where experience matters.
Great night, Dean, for high school football. 71, brisk, just what we asked for.
So now we get into a passing situation. It looks like we're going to have a timeout by Coach Peeler. Standstill with his arms stretched out, wondering what they're going to do here. I will tell you that the Colleton County kicker is really, really good. That's Lance Colcutt. He has got a leg. He is a senior. He's got some interest to walk on to some places. Let's crunch some numbers for you. Brought to you by Anderson Brothers Bank. Carlton County, they have seen good times while they were the Walterboro squad. Struggled since 2005. That was their last winning season, 29-98 from 2005 to 2016. Kobe Peeler brought in here last year to kind of straighten the ship from the upstate, went 4-7. Hearing a lot of good things about him here in the community.
Yeah, so community here in Walterboro are very proud of their football. You look to the right, you see a banner recognizing a state championship team back in the Leroy Raleigh days. Some outstanding athletes have come here from Walterboro.
Standstill back in the pocket. It's going to look left, throw left. And he's got a completion out to number 13, Traquel Murray, going to drop it on the sideline.
Yeah, looked like he had possession, and at the very last second, just bobbled the ball, couldn't quite secure the possession, and that will give the football to Bluffton. Let's take a look here at the replay. A nicely thrown ball to the outside, and he has it, and give credit to the DB for Bluffton. Looks like that was Jordan Murray, the 5'9" junior. Did a good job there at the end, coming and knocking the ball out.
So Murray gets the ball, 4th down, doesn't convert. Bluffton's going to take it over at the 33-yard line, and that big quarterback, Lee Kirkland, in control.
6'4", 205 pounds, and a rare run here for Bluffton to start the game off.
That's Memphis Daniels, not to be fooled, the Carlton County defense, but you're right, had to be surprised at that first run.
Jakir Stevens on the stop for Colleton County.
Now for your Bluffton Bobcat offense. Now for the whole home Wi-Fi starting lineup. No slow zones, no dead zones, just wow zones. And there you see you've got 4 wide receivers, 1 running back in this formation.
Kirkland, one of the better quarterbacks in the Low Country. We talked about it already, 12 touchdowns on the season. So look for this young man to maybe have to ice the arm down after tonight's game because he'll throw it around so many times.
3 receivers left as they come back inside. Tries to find a little hole, but a really nice play there by number 33, James Brown, to tip it away.
Also Mason Cole on the coverage. And that was a very tight window that Kirkland tried to force that in. Couldn't quite do it. So 3rd down and about, I'd say, 14, Dean, coming up for the Bobcats.
As you take a look at the Colleton County defense, keep an eye on that front 3. Going to be a lot of pressure on them to put pressure on Kirkland today as he looks at a 3rd and 10. Or 3rd and 13, excuse me.
Carlton County showing blitz.
Kirkland with 1 back in the offense. Throws it across the middle. Flags are down. Ball down on the ground as well, but it's certainly an opportunity for an interception there by Mason Cole.
And it looked like the play clock had expired. Not sure, but no, they're going to say it's a false start against Bluffton.
Give them another opportunity to throw the ball. I will tell you this, that they were a little late in arriving at the stadium. They went through their warm-ups without pads on. Apparently there was an RV fire along their route today, which slowed up traffic, and they were a little late. So maybe it's going to take a time to get the rust off, but certainly not what we expected to see from this high-octane offense passing-wise.
As we all know, Dean, there's only really one way in Walter Bar and one way out. So if there's an accident, that has a tendency to derail plans for everyone trying to get here.
Jalen Levine, Traquel Murray back deep. Bluffton's going to kick to the right side with Murray. He's going to bounce at the 38, go all the way down out about the 29-yard line, and that's where they will set up shop. So 2 offensive series. Both of them go 3 and out for Carlton County. They go 4 and out as they failed to convert on that first series. It's a 0-0 game in Carlton County, 8:58 left on the clock. We're back. You're watching Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Welcome back to Colleton County. It is a 0-0 game as the Cougars start their second possession from the 32-yard line. Edwardian standstill behind center. That's Traquel Murray going to take it to the outside. Going to pick up about 8 yards down to the 40.
And we talked about how important it is for Colleton County to have some long established drives to keep this clock moving. You don't want to obviously fall behind, you being primarily a running team. So the more first downs they can clump together, and honestly, Dean, even if they can't put points on the board, but if they can flip the field and keep or get deep penetration into Bluffton, that's going to give them a chance here in the second half.
Yeah, the numbers really have been staggering both on the upside and the downside as Jeremiah Mosley splits out left. One receiver Here's Chisholm. He's going to take it off to the left side. Nice stop there inside by Kylan Simmons, a sophomore linebacker.
And in terms of, like, I guess, a basketball term, as we take a look here, Dean, nothing fancy here on that initial play, just a nice run over the right side. Carlton County, they want to shorten the game. I'm looking at the quarterback. He's looking at the play clock. There's one in each end zone. He's waiting till that play clock gets to 5 or less before he snaps the ball. So they're definitely trying to take the air out of the ball and limit the possessions for Bluffton.
Standstill, new quarterback this year for Colleton County. Going to hand it off inside to Kylie Hart. Hart's going to be stood up. There's a reason it's hard to get number 34, Kylie Hart, down. Last year, he was their center and their guard. He's 5'9", 235.
Yeah, he looks like a tough fullback. Obviously, that low center of gravity, low to the ground, very physical, tough player, and he's the guy that's going to keep that defense of Bluffton honest.
Had 85 yards last week in their region win over Hilton Head. Hart sets up again. Murray in motion, going to hand it off, going to go to the right side. Hart with a nice kick-out block, going to pick up 7 for Murray.
When you go against an offense like Carlton County, it's so important, Dean. We can't say it enough. Just the discipline that you have to have. I mean, if you don't play your position, that guy could be running down the field right by you. So good job by Bluffton thus far, being disciplined and not giving up the big plays to Colleton County.
We're looking at a 3rd and 3. Looking for their second first down of this drive. Going to give it Hart up the middle. Nice job by Bluffton's defense. The man on the bottom of that pile looks to be number 68, Xavier Dykstra, 6'1", 210 junior.
Also looked like Anthony Carswell got in on the stop for Bluffton. He's not going to pick up a first down. It's going to be 4th and short. And it looks like the Cougars are going to send out the punt team.
Failed on their first 4th down conversion. They're going to go ahead and punt it away. Lance Colquette.
And special teams will also be important tonight, especially when you're this close, Dean, in terms of the 50-yard line, because you want to make Bluffton go on long drives and a bad snap.
And a bad snap. Colquette's going to pick it up at the 20, see if he's going to boot it, and he does. Looks like it's blocked a little bit and gets back actually to the line of scrimmage.
Exactly.
The 50-yard line.
And in that situation now, you have to think the coaching staff of Colleton's like, oh, I should have gone for it, because had I not gotten it, obviously the ball would still be in the same spot. He actually lost a yard on that punt attempt. And I think what happened is, you can see he was calling for the snap. He saw the play clock going down, and then the center just got a little nervous. Didn't quite have control of it and snapped it over his head, but a good effort by Lance Calcutt to at least get something off and make them drive 50 yards.
They're going to start at the 50-yard line again, starting to run the ball in the first play as they did in their first series. All right, let's send it down to the field, and our third member of our team, our good friend Chris Nessman. Chris?
Hey, that's right, guys. I'm actually here right now with Tyree Moore from Synovus. You are the regional executive vice president with Synovus, and you guys are behind the peanut butter jelly blitz. So tell me just a little bit about what is it, why are you guys doing it?
It's our way of giving back to the community. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich, just great food. We've been able to raise 30,000 pounds for the Low Country Food Bank. It's exceeded expectations. My counterpart in Chattanooga, Tennessee, keeps talking about how much they've done. They've only done 18,000 pounds. So we're at 30. We're wearing them out, which is great.
Well, I think that's fantastic. So not only is it a good thing, but there's a bit of a rivalry, not only between offices, but even in your own office, right?
Yeah, we've had a great time with this project. All the guys in the office trying to find trivia about peanut butter and jelly. Mine it's just recently been named the staple snack for the NBA. So another trivia on peanut butter and jelly. It's just been fun doing this project with y'all.
Hey, and you never know when you need that. In fact, now, we did have a winner between these two schools for the drive. Who won?
We did. Colleton County won. They raised about 2,000 pounds, which put us over to 30,000, which is just, they did a great job. And I got to say, just quickly, what a great facility Colleton County's got with their football field and their field houses. It's unbelievable. And their band is just really good. It's great evening.
Oh, fantastic. And if we could actually go ahead and get the Principal Cannon, and we're going to present this check to him the fact that his school raised more PB&J than the other. So $100.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's great.
Thank you.
I actually have a real check for you. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you.
All right. Hey, back to you, Dean.
All right, thanks so much. So holding call on that first down run of 15 yards, going to bring it back and make it first and about 12 as Kirkland goes back behind center from the 42-yard line. Kirkland's going to roll out. He's got plenty of guys out in the path. He's going to stop, lose his footing down at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, wisely he did not try to throw that football as he lost his footing and probably would have resulted potentially in an interception. So a nice, smart play by the quarterback, Kirkland, to not force it, take the sack, and now he gives himself another chance, even though it's second down, Dean, and it looks like to be close to 30.
Second and 27. Take it from the 50 where all this mess started about 10 minutes ago.
So slow first quarter. And Dean, we talked about how Bluffton was going to throw it all over the place. And about 75%.
So far,
yeah, it's been rushing attacks. So although they do have a spread formation here. So let's see if Kirkland will put it in the air.
I think John Hopp's going to want a timeout. He's just going to need to kind of get some things together. Time now for our Zaxby's Fans Cam Senior Night. Also raising awareness in the fight against cancer tonight. They've done a great job. 50-yard line in pink, the goal line in pink. Fighting cancer t-shirts. Awesome night for football here at Colleton County.
Nice job. As we all know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's so good, Dean, to see the students also involved. The football team, as you can see there, wearing their pink socks, and the coaches, they have on their normal blue Carlton County t-shirts, but it was outlined in pink. So just obviously a great cause that a lot of people have been affected by. And it's great to see the Carlton County community supporting the efforts.
Bluffton's head coach John Hopp taking over for Ken Cribb, who's the all-time winningest coach at Bluffton. Went down to Georgia. John was a long-time assistant under Ken. Defensive coordinator, took over the program. Said it was a natural fit. Second and 27, not such a natural fit. Fake it left, throw it right. Going to find number 25, John Swinton, his number one running back. Going to be taken down after about a 6-yard gain.
A nice tackle by Traquel Murray, the 5'10 junior defensive back there, and a well-executed play. It looked like they were trying to distract the defense. You can see the fake here, and then a quick throw back across behind him. Nice one-hand catch here by Bluffton, but a good job in showing discipline by that Carlton County defense to not fall for it.
Traquel Murray playing both ways tonight with the tackle. Kirkland going to fake the handoff inside, roll back out. He's got a wide open receiver. Found a nice zone. Trevon Brown, the sophomore, is going to pick up the first down.
Jackson Morelli there, one of the Cougars to make the stop. Also assisted by Jalen Levine. And a nice throw here. That's a little difficult. He's a right-hander, rolling left, stop. Able to square his body and throw it down the field. Nice job by the wide receiver finding, like you said, that soft spot in the zone. Not enough for the first down, but definitely a manageable fourth down, and I'd say 7 right here for the Bobcats.
Yeah, sorry about that. I misread. I saw the marker, the first marker is the first down, and I didn't look 10 more yards down the field. So now they're looking at a 4th and 6. Kirkland over center, looks for an offsides, looks like he's going to get it.
And just as we praise their discipline, 4th down, and I don't know, it'll be, if not a first down, it'll be very close here, Dean. Looks like they have to get to the, I want to say 24-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be awfully close.
Right now the ball's at the 29. So, which I've always said in these situations, just look where the ball is with the yard line, and then, because some people have big feet, some people have little feet. No, do you take big steps, little steps?
Right.
It just eliminates confusion. Do your basic math.
Our referee tonight, Dennis O'Keefe. So again, that sets up a 4th and 1. Offsides on Colleton County.
This is where you have to be able to run the football in these situations.
John Swinton's our main running back. He's going to get it, cut it to the outside. He's going to pick up the first down and more. He's going to pick up the touchdown, the first one of the night for the Bluffton Bobcats. He's out for the 24-yard line.
Nice job by the Bobcats. John Swinton, the senior running back, just took off around the left side. A great block by Shamir Sandgreen, the junior wide receiver, as you see right there, blocking down the field, which freed up or allowed Swinton to become free. And as you mentioned, the first score of the night will go to the Bobcats.
Again, this is not a team that rushes for quite a few touchdowns. They usually find their touchdowns through the air. For Swinton, that is his second touchdown of the year. He had rushed for 183 yards through 55 games. Extra point is good, make it a 7-0 game.
Yeah, man, I think they had 400 yards total rushing coming into tonight's game. They may be on pace to get 400 yards rushing tonight, even though we know they love to throw the football.
Does a nice job of recognizing the outside being open. Cuts it to the outside of the touchdown. Both teams really dealing with a lot of injuries. John Hopp said this would be a running back who would have so many more carries if the offensive line was healthy, but his offensive line's been hurt, banged up a little bit this year. Same thing for Carlton County.
We see a lot of guys without pads, with jerseys on, and injuries are unfortunately a part of the game.
My TV Charleston and ABC News 4 proud to present each participating home school a check for $500. The grant provides each school with extra funding to help make their school great. Over the past 8 seasons, Friday Night Rivals and our sponsors have donated $85,000 to Low Country students and schools. Congratulations from My TV Charleston, ABC News 4, and Friday Night Rivals.
Talked about the sense of urgency for Colleton County to not allow this game to get away from them. When you're not a passing team, you don't want to fall, 2-3 scores down. So crucial possession coming up for Colleton County. They must answer the bell. Bluffton struck first. Now Colleton County will have an opportunity to fire back.
Earl Zarakan kicking it, and it will hit the pylon. We're going to say it actually went out at the 3-yard line. Dennis O'Keefe right on that call.
But the scary part, Dean, is there was no Cougar over there. So had that ball stayed in bounds,
it would have died there.
Exactly. And if obviously Bluffton touches it, well, then they get the ball first and goal from the 3. I mean, that's a live football.
I also want to thank the United States Air Force for sponsoring our Aim High Kickoff tonight. Been a great partner with ABC News 4 and Friday Night Rivals and My TV Charleston. Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it? Looks like they're gonna make them re-kick it. You got a lot of speed back there with Jalen Levine, and then the 2 running backs, Chisholm and Murray. The opening kickoff, Murray took it down to the 36-yard line of Bluffton.
Maybe you just might want to squib it in the middle to not allow the speedsters an opportunity for a big return. But again, unless it's just a booming kick, Carlton County should get pretty decent field position.
Zakarin kicking it down to the 10-yard line this time. Murray's going to take it to the middle and cut it to the outside. Going to pick up a nice block there by his teammate. Breaks a tackle, 2 tackles. Going to stop at the 37.
Nice tackle made by Rayon Polson of the Bobcats. So far, that's really been the excitement for Colleton County, has been the kickoff return teams. Nice job here blocking, just making a guy miss, running through tackles.
Yeah, if you're going to tackle, you might as well tackle low. Don't try to get him up high.
Yeah. Usually those types of attempts usually end you up on the wrong end.
Don't end well.
Exactly.
Standstill over center. Murray going to take it to the right side, cut it inside. And you really could tell with Bluffton changing up their defense to that 4-4. They have come prepared to attack the ground game of Colleton County.
Yeah, they're scouting, and this is going to be the best that Carlton County can get out of the run game. They're going to have to spread it out and allow just some space in there, because right now, you're right, Dean. They have basically bottled up that middle against Carlton County. Shaquem Chisholm, after that run, Dean, I don't know if you saw it, came out kind of holding his hand. I'm not sure if he's got it banged on that last attempt.
fake inside. He's going to throw it. He's going to throw it long, and he's got a man open. And that was number 6, Jeremiah Mosley. And a flag's going to come down, and I think absolutely the right call.
Yeah, Jordan Murray a little late getting over there. And well-executed play by Colleton County. You have to think, Dean, if he could throw that a little further ahead of him, that would have been a touchdown. But great form. Puts a little air under it, so that was his wide receiver. But as you can see, he had to turn his back to come back to try and catch the football. He's going to get bailed out by the pass interference, so that'll give Colleton County 15 yards and an automatic first down.
We are through 7 games of the schedule. Edwardian Standstill's number, he is 14 of 24 for 307 yards. He's had 24 attempts.
And we're in
week 7.
It was about three and a half attempts a game.
But you know what? If it's effective, who cares?
Exactly.
Standstill back and hand it off to Murray. A little bit of confusion in the backfield. Going to pick up 2 at the most.
I think it was so much misdirection on that particular play. They confused themselves. I think somewhere along the lines he made a wrong turn, as we're going to take a look at the replay here. Or maybe he was just doing the 360.
You like that?
All kind of one spot. But able to pick up a yard out of the mishap. But once again, the Cougars able to penetrate into Bluffton territory. It's got to be capitalized.
Been there a couple of times already tonight. 2nd and 8 now from the 47.
Oh, nice hard count. Good job that time by the quarterback, Stansel, with the hard count. And in those situations, it's always important for your offensive linemen to exhibit discipline and not jump, because you know you're going to get hit because they're going to jump over the line of scrimmage. Just a free 5 yards, and obviously a manageable 2nd down and 4 facing the Cougars here as we near the end of the first quarter.
Give Kobe Peeler a lot of credit for changing up his offense. Went from a spread to this very unconventional look. The wing tee, the single tee, bunch of guys in motion. That's going to be Murray going to be stood up about 2 yards behind the first down and then lunges forward. Looks like they're going to give him the first down to about the 38, 39-yard line.
And that's how that play is supposed to look. The run by Traquel Murray with the spin and the handoff with the inside hand. And you have to think, I'm sure Kirby Peeler probably hangs out down at the Citadel, probably watches a lot of Georgia Tech games, Air Force games, because this is the same exact offense that those teams run.
Keep an eye also on number 85, Trey Ferguson. Handoff straight up the middle to Kylie Hart, the big fullback. Yeah, there's number 85. You see him right there?
Massive.
Massive enough last year he was a starting left tackle. The coaches said he catches the ball too well to be an offensive lineman, so they've moved him to a tight end position. As we end the first quarter in Bluffton with a 7-0 lead, but Colleton County on senior night on the move. We're back with the second quarter of action. You're watching Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. This Friday night rival season, we're launching the Synovus PB&J Blitz benefiting the Low Country Food Bank. The local high school that donates the most jars of peanut butter and jelly wins. Synovus will give $100 to the winning school each week, $2,500 to the overall champion at the end of the season, with half going to the school, the other half to the Low Country Food Bank.
Both teams really had a lot of success running the football. We knew that Colleton County would have success. That's just what they do. Didn't expect it from Bluffton, but Bluffton ran the ball well in the first quarter. Their only score coming on a touchdown run. Let's see what happens here in the second period.
Single back, two wide receivers, Murray one of them. Hart's going to move over tackle now. Chisholm on the move. We're going to hand it off to Chisholm. He's going to move it to the outside. Murray gets a block to the outside. He's going to cut it back and pick up a first down, taken out by two Bobcats out of bounds.
That's one of the first times that Colleton County has had success tonight, getting on the outside on the perimeter after kind of really establishing the middle. And again, just a nice handoff to Chisholm, the leading rusher. Had 183 yards in the last contest.
He had 183. I think Murray had 138 last week.
That's getting it done.
I don't want to give away our next crunching the numbers, but there's some crazy numbers associated with last week's rushing performance. A big win over Hilton Head.
We talked about only 4 teams in the region, so really all wins in region play, obviously huge.
There goes Chisholm again, a block by Kobe Ferguson, number 85. Called him Trey Ferguson earlier. I apologize to the Ferguson family. Big Kobe, 6'2", 260. And you put it on the left side with number 75, Lane West, 6'4", 320. And then you bring Ferguson over to that side as well. You've got about 580 pounds of beef.
Let's just say it won't be a lot of penetration from that side when Ferguson is over on the left.
No. Another 7 yards from Chisholm there. Hart's going to go up the middle, not going to find much room to run down to about the 20-yard line, a pickup of about 2.
And Hart's going to have success when he's running north and south. He doesn't have the speed to kind of dance around in the backfield like, a Barry Sanders type. So he just needs to lower his head, get as many yards as he can, and more importantly, Dean, protect that football. He was kind of waving it at the end. One of these guys, they're going to knock it out of his hands. So run north and south, young man, north and south.
I don't know if it's the speed we need to talk about. I just think his dance moves. I think he may be struggling with his dance moves.
Yeah, let's just say he's not light on his feet.
3rd and 3 now from about the 21-yard line. You're going to come back inside. What a great play by number 52, Willie Brown, 5'8", 210. Was able to bust through that line. Or number 68, should I say. Sorry about that, Xavier Dykstra. That's the one thing I think the difference between when you played football and I watched football in high school. Some of these uniform numbers just kill you up here.
Exactly. Like, just give me the old school block numbers, black jersey, white number, white jersey, black number, and we're good to go,
Yeah, not happening, though.
But on those particular runs and setup, Dean, you have to fire off the ball of your offense. You cannot allow the defensive line to knock you into the backfield because it disrupts the entire play. We saw in that 3rd down play. So now instead of being 3rd and 2, now they're facing 4th down and a long 3, and they're going to have to come up with a big play here if they want to obviously capitalize on this very impressive drive thus far.
Let's crunch some numbers. Brought to you by Anderson Brothers Bank. Running down the dream. Last week, Carlton County rushed for 389 yards versus Hilton Head.
Okay.
But they had 140 yards of rushing called back by penalties.
That's a lot.
It was a 50-yard touchdown, 60, and then I believe another 30-yard touchdown.
Yeah. Well, maybe they were just trying to pad their stats by going backwards so they could get additional yards.
That could have been a plus 500-yard rushing game. We did not see Lance Calcutt, the kicker, come out. Standstill is going to be in the shotgun. Their 3rd, 4th down conversion tonight. 1 of 1 so far. This one from the 23, going to look left, find him across the middle, but the throw's going to be high, just sailed on Standstill, and the Bluffton defense makes another stand.
That was the correct read, just could not execute there. The blitz was coming off of the left side. Did a nice job. He knew he was going to get crushed. He didn't get nervous, took his time, but the ball kind of sailed on him. That's one that he would have to put a little touch on it and kind of drop it in there. He couldn't do it, and the Bobcat defense will hold.
We were just about 2 yards away from the judgment-free red zone.
And no judgment on that pass. I mean, again, it was the right read. Just gotta, you gotta put a little touch on that one, a little finesse.
Well, the interesting part about that drive is that's 9 plays wasted again without showing anything. As for Bluffton, their third drive of the game, all 3 drives, they start with a run. So take that.
Just once again proves that, Dean, you and I absolutely know nothing. Because we said it was an air raid. We expected it to look like, Texas Tech just throwing the ball all over the place.
I thought so too.
And then now we're getting the Army, Navy, Air Force offense where they're just pounding it down the field.
Maybe Coach Hop is trying to catch Carlton County off guard.
He's got a one-on-one situation to the top of the field, so let's see if he takes advantage of that.
Kirkland's going to fake inside to Swinton. He's got some pressure in there, and he's going to go down. That is big, number 50. That is Amari Daniels, 6'1", 230, just a freshman.
And that's the second time tonight that the Cougar defense has been able to get in the backfield and come up with a big sack. So nice job by Colleton County not allowing Kirkland enough time to look down the field. So a big third down coming up again for this Cougar defense. You have to tip your hat to Carlton County thus far. Defensively, they've done a pretty nice job stopping this Bluffton high-powered offense.
Yeah, 3rd and 16 now from about the 16-yard line. They were able to convert last drive on a long play. Going to look inside. He's going to go back to it. Throws into triple coverage. And I say that politely because it was actually quadruple coverage.
Yeah, but Rakeem White, that's a ball. If it hits your hand, you got to come up with it. And had he been able to come up with that catch, he probably would still be running right now. A good read, steps into it. Wide receiver right there, but it kind of just hit him in the hands and not able to secure it. So 4th down coming up for the Bobcats. We saw a bad snap in the first quarter from Colleton County. A bad snap here against Bluffton probably would result in either a touchdown or a safety.
Zarakan back to punt it. He's got Murray back there.
Nice kick.
That's Jalen Levine as well. Murray's going to pick it up. Really good kick by Zarakan. He's going to be dropped down at the 40-yard line. But again, another prime spot to start for this Colleton County offense. See if they can turn all these yardage into some points. That's when we come back for second quarter action of Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. It's a 7-0 game. Welcome back to Colleton County, a 7-0 Bluffton game. Right now, let's check in with our sideline reporter, Chris Nessman. And he's got our David Ayler Law Office's Educator Spotlight. Chris?
Hey, that's right. I'm actually here with Principal Cannon, who he's been focusing on the game all evening long. But while we've been here for football, Principal Cannon, you guys have a lot going on at Colleton County. So tell me, what's the latest with your high school?
Well, Chris, the latest is that this is an exciting school year. Our students are doing spectacular here. We have things going on where all of our students are focusing on a particular career pathway, and we have more than 60 of our young ladies out in the Health Careers Academy. We have students in entrepreneurship. We have students going to their career academies taking welding and other hands-on activities and humanities. So our students in academics, that's going great, and the whole atmosphere is just electrifying here in Cougarville.
Now, I think that's fantastic. Now, one thing, too, a lot of folks might not know, that while you've been a principal before, this is your first year here at Carlton County High School.
Right.
I don't think anyone ever could say it's easy to jump into a principal position of a high school. Tell me how that's been.
It's been a good ride so far, and I know it's only going to get better as we continue. I guess the most scariest thing is the possibility of the senior class not receiving a new principal well, and I'm so glad to say that we have bonded real solid here between me and the seniors and all the students here. So we're just going to keep going higher and higher. Success by choice, not by chance here in Cougarville.
All right. Hey, Principal Cannon, thank you so much, sir. Thanks for coming down. Thanks for hosting us here. So, Dean, a lot going on here at Carlton County High School. More than football, though, of course, let's get back to the football.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. I'm writing that one down, E-Dog. Success by choice, not by chance. This is one of the better underthrown footballs that we'll see all year long.
And sometimes it pays to underthrow, but it's going to be negated by a penalty. Another big play. We talked about it last week.
I think they called it incomplete pass, which looked like he had caught it and taken a couple steps. Stand still back and go across the middle. Another pass in and out of the hands, this one to Jeremiah Mosley. That's been their go-to receiver this year so far with 5 catches.
And I'm watching Standstill throw the football. He can throw the football. I mean, that's a tight spiral, a little behind the receiver, but nothing that could not have been caught. But for the first time, actually the second time tonight, the punt team will have to come on the field for the Cougars.
Lance Colcutt going to set up at the 30-yard line.
They will have to use that quote.
Shamar Sangren, their top wide receiver, back to receive it.
Another nice kick.
Sangren's going to take it at the 11-yard line, going to take it up the middle. Doesn't have a lot of room there. Going to try to the outside. He's got to beat one guy. Doesn't do it. That's Jalen Levine. Spinning him out of bounds. Sangren's their guy. And again, we've not seen them a whole lot this year. He's got offers right now from UNC Charlotte and Georgia State. Just a junior. Got 34 catches, 450 yards, 5 touchdowns. But again, the way that Bluffton has kind of attacked this game, it's been more run than pass.
Very methodical in their approach, just trying to throw a curveball.
Time now for our Zaxby's fans can, the pink bows. Girls going to Zaxby's tonight, gotta know it. There we're gonna throw the ball first time to Rakeem White. He's gonna pick up 6 yards.
A nice job by Traquel Murray, who's been very busy tonight on the defensive end as well. Just a safe throw there to allow the quarterback Kirkland to kind of get in rhythm. You touched on it, Dean. You know, getting here a little late, maybe. You know, getting here late. The weather's a little cool. They're not really fully warm, so you just run the football until you can get to that point where you are comfortable and loose. And then once again, a man or one-on-one coverage at the bottom of the field.
2nd and 5. They're going to hand it off inside as Memphis Daniels going to take it down for a first down +2 out at about the 42-yard line.
You see he's 5'9", 180, which means he's probably more like 5'7", 160.
Now, was that a handoff or was that one of the Clemson special pitch it to a guy and he runs 80 yards for a completion?
That looked like a handoff. You know, no little toss, which, you know, Deshaun obviously perfected. So we take a look here at the replay. This is, this is a handoff. So straight handoff to that young man and able to get around the corner and pick up a first down.
First and 10 from the 43. Now you see it starting to click a little bit here as Strickland finds White for the second time on this drive.
Oh, and a little extra effort there. 6'4", 170, Rakeem White, the junior. He just kind of has that look, Dean, of a wide receiver. Long, lanky, good hands. And I'm sure they want to kind of get him in the open field. So far, he's been working the short side of the field, but I envision seeing him on a skinny post here or a slant.
I saw him working that earlier tonight, and Kirkland's got Coach Hopp told me he's got a really strong arm. Last year was a tight end, senior left. They moved him to quarterback. The thing they're working with him on is touch. Right here, zips it to the outside. Nice play on the outside by the corner. Number 8, Jalen Levine. Not able to strip the ball out of him, but able to stop short of the first down.
All of a sudden, you talked about it, getting in rhythm. Nothing fancy, those little 5-yard curls. Working the sidelines, safe passes that if he should not be able to complete it, has no really risk of being intercepted. So nice just catch and throw. That's what it's all about, Dean. You just throw the football, catch the football, and proceed down the field.
You know, it's funny when I was watching him warm up too. It was, Strickland was off just a little bit. A lot of the throws were behind the guys. But I think that you were right when you pointed out they seem to be kind of in this rhythm now. Keep an eye on the bottom part of your screen. That's Sandgren, number 1 receiver, getting one-on-one coverage.
There he goes.
And that's where he's going to go. And that's the touch they talked about. Overthrew him by a yard.
Yep.
Sandgren wanted a holding call, not going to get it.
Dean, they've been playing man coverage on the outside really all night long. And if I'm Bluffton, I continue to throw this route until they can prove that they can stop it. But he had a step on him, just a little bit too much air, take a little bit off, and that would have been 6 for the Bobcats.
Trakel Murray on the coverage on the outside. That's one thing that Kobe Peeler really doesn't want to do. Hates to play his skill guys both ways, but because of the injuries, he's been forced to do it. You look at 3rd and 3.
Now 3rd and 8. Look like the tight end got a little too anxious to get down the field and block. That's where you have to lock in, Dean. You have to just be mentally focused. It's the little things that may not come to hurt you right now during the regular season, but we talked about both of these teams having aspirations of making the playoffs and going deep in the playoffs, and that's when those silly mistakes have a tendency to rear their ugly head.
3rd and 7 now from the 43. There's that quick slice again, or quick slant, should I say. But there are 4 guys right there. He's got to pick that up and recognize it. Looks like White comes up holding his hand a bit.
Again, I'm not a mathematician or math major, but if there's 4 on 1, that means there's probably 10 on 7 going the other way. So you have to be able to find that mismatch and pull the ball down and take off and make a play.
A lot of credit to the Colleton County defensive coordinator and the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Able to notice the setup. Now a little bit of confusion on both sides of the ball.
And that was a big stop, Dean, here with 4:23 left to play in the first half. You played so well defensively. The last thing you would want to do is obviously go into the locker room down 13 after playing so well. So hopefully if you're Colleton County, you can get some points on the board going into the locker room. If not, at least not give the ball back to Bluffton here in the first half.
For some reason, they had White come off the field. I don't know if it was a late substitution, but Sangren comes back in. And Zacharin is not punting it. In fact, it's Kirkland throwing the ball up. It's going to be intercepted by Murray.
Which is almost just as good as a punt. Which I've always said that, Dean. I have on Saturdays when I'm in my football mind.
Where are you on Saturdays?
Usually at the house or just,
get a
watching.
Man cave working?
Yeah, I need to work and clean the garage out first, and then I can have a man cave. But, I've always said on those 3rd and long situations like that, Dean, if you're at the 40 to 50, why not just throw the ball down the field? If you get a pass interference, you get a first down. If it's intercepted, it's just as well as a punt.
You like that?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm text Dabo right now and tell him to put that in the playbook for tomorrow.
You got Dabo on speed dial?
Please.
I know you got Tony Elliott on speed dial, don't you?
That I do, but not Dabo.
All right, 4:15 left here in the first half. 7-0 game. Carlton County's going to give it out to Murray. He's going to bobble a little bit. Bobs and weaves down for about a 3-yard pickup back to the middle of the field.
That young man has worked very hard tonight on the defensive side of the football as well as running the football, and also a fumble there, but he was able to gather the football and preserve the possession. Right now, if you're Carlton County, you just want to use as much time off this clock as you possibly can. Again, I would let stand still, throw the football. I mean, he's looked good throwing it. Give him a situation where it's one-on-one and let his guy go up and make a play.
You got Ferguson just moved to the left side. That's where your power is. And that's where Chisholm's going to go. Going to go inside and then cut it back outside. Looks like he's going to have enough for a first down. Fighting his way now down to the 34-yard line.
And then a fumble.
And they're going to call a fumble on the play. And it's going to be picked up by Jordan Murray. In for a touchdown. Comes on the other side of the field. Hard to see exactly what happens. But the end result is Bluffton's second touchdown of the night.
Looks like Shaquille Murray's still down with an injury, and unfortunately that's sometimes the negative of trying to fight for those additional yards at the end of the play. So we see the run here. Looks like his progress is stopped. Still going, still fighting, and they just simply rip the ball out of his hands before he hits the ground. So the question is, did the official blow his whistle or not? And apparently I'm guessing no, because they did not stop the play.
That's going to be a 33-yard fumble return by Jordan Murray, junior wide receiver DB for Bluffton, to put them on the board with their second touchdown. And as you said, it looks like Murray down at about the 30. Is it Murray or White? No, it's Murray.
Did you see the turnover belt that Bluffton had on the sidelines?
No, but I'm not a big fan of these little. I'm not a big fan of this.
Yeah, you got to reward the kids for their efforts.
You do, like in college, you give a scholarship. You got to have a Door Explorer backpack.
You see the replay here. He's got it right there.
I got him.
He's got a little Ric Flair in him. Woo! Man, look at here. The man's got the turnover belt. Obviously started at, I guess, Miami.
The turnover belt was,
or turnover chain.
They had the turnover chain.
Tennessee's got the trash can.
I
don't know if that reflects their play of late.
No, they had a big one. They beat Auburn.
They snapped that
beat Auburn.
12-13 game SEC losing streak, so I get it. But yeah, it's just another gimmick to get your guys to force turnovers and whatever it takes to get these guys to put forth that extra effort. If it's a little silly $5 belt from Walmart, I say, give it to them.
All right. I'll buy in if you say so.
Yeah.
Going back to that play, we'll take a look at the replay again. It looked like somebody came torpedoing in. It kind of created a little bit of that chaos in the middle of the pile. I think that's maybe where Murray got caught up a little bit. As Zacharin comes in for the PAT, he's going to put it through. Going to make it a 14-0 game.
Let's take a look here again.
Great effort, though. Great effort by Chisholm.
So Mitchell misses the tackle.
Guy comes in right here.
Let's see.
And that's where he falls. That's where he falls right there.
That is 2.
I think it was
24.
Jalen Ford. 24.
Yeah,
Jalen Thompson. 6'4", 210.
Yeah, he definitely looked like a 6'4" guy, kind of launching his frame. So that's why they say, Dean, you never give up on the play. Play until you hear the whistle.
Thompson was moved from the outside to the inside. John Hopp said he's an outside guy, but I needed him inside. Last week was the first game back in about 5 weeks from an injury. He's got some offers from Limestone and Newberry as well. Kobe Peelers wants some information. I think this goes back to what you were talking about forward progress.
Right. I thought it was stopped. He kind of given himself up, and usually because that prevents injuries, that they would blow the whistle, but I guess they thought he was still trying to fight for additional yards. And that's huge because they just picked up a first down. That would have allowed that drive to continue. We talked about not going into the locker room down by 2 scores, and now with 3:29 left here in the first half, if you're Carlton County, you have to almost try and get something here to start going into the locker room, especially because Bluffton will get the ball to start the second half.
They've had a couple of 3 and outs. They've had a 4 and out. They've had a 9-play drive and a 7-play drive, but they've got nothing to show for it right now, as this is going to be taken by Chisholm at the 11-yard line. Looks like he's going to get a block from the outside. He's going to turn the corner. He's going to turn the corner a couple times. Cut back in at the 50-yard line, losing his balance. What a great block. What a great block to spring him for the touchdown by Shaquem Chisholm, and that was Troy Allen, the senior on senior night, springing his buddy, another senior, to bring this game back to 14-7.
Boy, did they ever need that. They were close the first 2 times for breaking one for a touchdown. And give credit to Chisholm here as he turns on the burners, able to get around the corner with a little in and out step, and then down the sideline. You talked about it, Dean, a big block coming up right here from his teammate to kind of free him, almost close to a clip there. But I'll give credit to number 93, Daquan Bryant, with the block that frees him and allows Chisholm to go in for the score.
Well, you talk about needed.
Yes.
And when that ball was going to White, the thing I thought to myself was, this is a kid that's going to run angry because of what just happened.
Right. Making up for the fumble on the play before. And just making plays, the 5'9" senior on senior night.
So an 89-yard touchdown return with 3:10 left.
And honestly, if I'm Bluffton, I don't kick it anymore back there. I mean, you think about it, the first two, they almost ran it back. I squib it and just, take my chances, give them the ball on the 25-yard line.
Lance Colquette lining up for the PAT. Carlton County declined an encroachment call on Bluffton. And I don't know if we're going to see it tonight, but I'd like to see Colquette line one up to about 40. Another great look from the end zone. Great camera crew tonight.
The hesitation right there kind of got him off his balance and able to not only turn the corner, but tiptoe down the sideline, keep his balance here. Looked like he was going to fall, and he was able to regain his balance and take it to the house.
The thing I love about the play by Troy Allen was just the mindset to be able to look behind him and see what was coming from behind. And that's when the block happened and really freed him for the last 30 yards or so, to have that mindset.
Yeah, fortunately, we're not playing in one of those nice high school stadiums in the state of Texas where he could have probably looked at the Jumbotron in front of him to see the guy running behind him. So, but yeah, you're right. Great awareness. Dean, I know you're a Texas guy, and some of those facilities in Texas are, well, they're rather nice for high school stadiums.
They're out of control. Like one in Allen, Texas, cost $70 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
70.
7-0.
7-0.
Yeah, not 7.0.
You got teachers needing pencils and notebooks.
Correct.
All right, let's see if Bluffton can answer here. The crowd was something to cheer about. Don't need a long drive when you can bust an 89-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Memphis Daniels, Raheem White back deep. Kobe Peeler says Calcutt can blast it through the end zone. Let's see. He's going to leave this one a little bit short now for Raheem White. Going to take it at the 6-yard line. Going to go up the middle. Going to lose his footing at about the 22-yard line. Number 33. That's James Brown, comes up from the pile.
And is it me, Dean, or it seems like a lot of guys are losing their footing tonight? I don't know if it rained here or what, but you think about the quarterback, Kirkland, a couple times he's went to kind of playing his front-footed slid, so I'm not sure what's going on with the field.
Well, you can take a look at it even from that angle, but from a wider shot up top, you can really see it shoot up in the middle of the field. The grass seemed pretty short to me when I was down there earlier. But we'll see. We're going to start things at the 24-yard line. Going to start things off with a run inside. It's going to be John Swinton down to about call it the 27 or so. Pick up a 4.
Now, the one thing you absolutely cannot do, you have Uncle Mo in terms of momentum on your side, Colleton County. You got 2 minutes and 45 seconds. You have to hang on here, not give up a big play going into the locker room.
Again, they start things off with a run. Their go-to guy, Sangren, to the bottom of your screen.
He's got one-on-one, Dean. You just got to throw. I mean, that's like throwing a Randy Moss down there. Just throw it up and let him make a play.
And that's Nayron Holmes in the game.
Fumbled it.
Ball's on the ground. Looks like it's going to be, if you listen to the blue, it's a Colleton County ball. If you listen to the guys in the zebra stripes, it's a Colleton County ball as well. Take a look. Just a bad exchange between Kirkland and his running back, Memphis Daniels.
Yeah, it looked like Daniels wasn't sure if he was going to get the football. The quarterback, Kirkland, wasn't sure if he was going to give it to him. And unfortunately, when you're in the middle, undecisive, that's when, those types of plays happen. So a turnover forced by the Cougars, and now they're in outstanding field position, Dean.
Big number 74, James Daniels, comes off the field. He doesn't need a belt. He doesn't need a chain. Just gets a pat on his back and a hug from a teammate. Sometimes that's all you need, E-Dog.
You're the grumpy old man. Get off my lawn, guy. You don't like the props.
Ferguson moves over to the left side. In for the game, number 7 now. That's Shakari Stevens. In for Murray, who came up with an ankle injury. on their last possession, offensive possession that is. Going to pick up 2 on the play.
Obviously, Bluffton would be a huge win for them if they could keep the Cougars out of the end zone here, maybe force a field goal attempt.
We're in the judgment-free red zone, sponsored by Planet Fitness tonight. Hart set up in the backfield, going to give it to him straight ahead. Going to have nowhere to go, maybe an extra yard or 2, thanks to his buddy Kobe Ferguson. But yeah, that little spring play has not worked for them much at all.
Yeah, they pretty much got it there. If you're going to beat them, you're not going to beat them with the fullback give, up the middle. Which, remember last week in the Wando Goose Creek contest, Wando was having success up the middle, but that front four of Bluffton, they've done a phenomenal job of bottling up that running attack up the middle. Let's see what the Cougars come up with here on this crucial 3rd down.
3rd and 17. Jackson Morelli, the only wide receiver now. They're going to give it to Chisholm. He's going to cut it inside when he had maybe a shot outside. Take it down to about the 16-yard line. Going to break up about a 4th and 5.
And on that situation, he had a one-on-one on both sides. If he would have just extended the play, run to the sideline, and picked up a block from his wide receiver, he probably would have taken it to the house for a touchdown. He turned up the field just a tad bit too soon.
So you're looking at 4th and 4, a 14-7 game, 50 seconds left on the clock. Coming off of a turnover, I want points.
It's a 31-yard field goal attempt from here, Dean. I did not get a chance to see the pregame warm-ups.
He crushes the ball.
And he'd be on the left hash mark, so you have to worry about him pushing it a little too far to the right.
That's fine. He still crushes the ball.
But if you crush it and it doesn't go through those 2 white poles,
yeah, I know.
You don't get points for just simply crushing it. In the wind, there is no wind tonight as we take a look at the American flag. So no wind. So if you're saying he can kick it, Dean, I'll defer to you.
Kobe Peeler, if he's got a 4th and 4 play.
No movement from the flag.
I can tell the truck right now that I believed E-Dog when he said the flag wasn't moving.
We got great communication here. Those guys are crushing it down in the truck. I don't want to start calling names because I don't know all the names of the people in the truck, so we'll just call the guys in the truck.
Calcutt stays on the sidelines. The offense is going to come back out. I believe this is the 4th down conversion of the night. They were 1 and 2 earlier in the game.
But you got to throw it here, Dean. You can't run the fullback trap. Maybe take off around the right side and get a lead blocker, but we're going to have another timeout called by Colleton County.
I think Kobe wanted to see what their defense was going to look like. He had one receiver set up to the outside, Jeremiah Mosley, and that was about it.
Which, again, I've always said, no situations, just because they set up that way for that particular play, don't mean they're going to do it the next time.
John Hopp was the defensive coordinator for Bluffton under Ken Cribb, and I asked him, I said, why not? And he doesn't call defense now. I said, why wouldn't you just keep calling defense? He's like, I would get lost in the game. He goes, offensively, I'd have no idea what was going on. He turned it over to one of his assistants, says he does a great job. And basically, it has kept Colleton County's offense out of the end zone tonight.
Yeah, when you're the head coach, you're the CEO, you're the quote-unquote face of the program, so you hire solid assistants, let them do their jobs, and really the only time you come into play is on 4th down and 1. You got to decide whether you're going to go for it or punt it. And it looks like they're going to go for it again.
Really enjoyed last week with Jason Winstead, the head coach of Goose Creek, new in town, having a chance to get to know John Hopp over the phone and Kobe Peeler, 3 really good guys, loving their communities. Here we go, 4th and 4. Single setback. 2 running backs on the corners. Mosley to the outside. Yep, that's where he's going to go with the ball. Little fade route in the end zone. And just as you said, throw it up. Let's see what happens.
Nice job by Jeremiah Mosley trying to come back and make a play, Dean, because they could have deemed that uncatchable, but because he stopped and tried to make that attempt, he drew the pass interference. And great coverage until that last push against Shamir Sandgren, so it'll be a 1st down.
So Sandgren playing both ways, the receiver and their DB, and that's just a situation where if the head is turned around 1 step earlier, it's not going to be interference.
And Stansel is such a quality athlete, Dean. In this situation, spread the field and just let him run up the middle. If you want to run up the middle, then you can, but you got to have some wide receivers on the field so that way you can open up the middle.
We are sticking to our judgment-free red zone here. They stay in it with 42 seconds left. And we've got a player down on the sideline, and I think that's Mosley, the wide receiver. It is. Looks like he is maybe holding his back a little bit. Let's take a look at the play in the corner of the end zone. Just the way that he came down and he lost his balance.
Oh, yeah.
Straight down on his lower back.
That tailbone.
So Peeler now operating that offense without two of his main weapons, Mosley and Murray, both out with injuries. Yeah, that's the face you make when you hurt your lower back, by the way.
Exactly. You know, I returned. This is my first time back at Carlton County. Probably about 2 years since I did the game with you and Darren on the sidelines. And this is where I found out about the pickle juice. This is the home of the pickle juice story here at Carlton County.
Jackson Morelli now the single wide receiver. And that's where he's going to look for it. But instead he's going to throw it back early. And what a great catch by Chisholm. One hand, hops into the end zone. And we got a 1-point game.
And it pays to throw the ball behind your wide receiver. Had he thrown that ball ahead of him, either it would have been caught in no gain or an incomplete pass. But because he threw it behind him, it forced him to reach back, have his momentum going there. And, of course, again, an outstanding one-handed catch by Chisholm, and he'll score his second touchdown of the night.
Calcutt comes on to make it a tie ball game with 35 seconds. So you've got a kickoff return, a fumble, a pass interference in the end zone, and now a tie game. A little pushing and shoving on the inside.
Take a look here again. Ball thrown behind him, the one-hand catch, brings it in and able to hop into the end zone. And now both teams, Dean, have capitalized on the big turnovers, being able to score. And it's like 0-0 here with 35.8 seconds left. But if you're Colleton County, you cannot let your guard down here because we've already seen one kickoff return for a touchdown tonight.
Use a minute 55 off the clock. Go 22 yards. Pass interference, a big play there. But absolutely, Bluffton's got the athletes back right now with Sangren and White. They could do a lot of damage if they get a crease. Cole kickoff from the 40-yard line. What a turn of events.
Over that 2 minutes, we went from, hey, you're down,
yeah,
2 possessions,
yeah,
to being down 1. You have to hold your serve, and not only do you hold your serve, but you tie the game up, forcing the big turnover.
They score 14 points in a 3-minute span. And all of a sudden, it gets kind of interesting.
What a kick.
There we see the leg with Calcutt. That's how you kill speed right there, by the way.
Exactly. Don't let it get unleashed. So what do you do here, Dean? You got 35. Well, you don't have, Bluffton does have one timeout left. If it's me on the first down play, at least you throw it down the field just to see if you can get a pass interference or a big play. If you don't get anything, take a knee and just take it to the locker room, knowing that you'll get the football to start off the second half.
I think you're going to throw the ball, and I think it's going to go to the right side, and they're going to work their way down the field.
Well, you got 13 on.
You only got two DBs on the right side on 3 receivers. There's the first pass on the inside. Flags going to come down. It's going to be a holding call. Whenever you've got to pick up a defensive end off of the field, usually means somebody was tackled in the backfield.
Exactly. And tackling in the backfield is good. However, not when it's the offensive guy tackling the defensive end.
Right. There's your holding call.
And a solid throw negates. Nice pass for Lee Kirkland.
Rakeem White, 6'4", number 7. That's kind of been his main target tonight. He's 6'4", 170. Starting to get some interest. Coastal Carolina apparently is called. You can see why. Number 7, Rakeem White. I mean, because in high school you're looking at 6'4", 170. You get to college, maybe a redshirt year, all of a sudden you're 6'4", 210.
Exactly.
You see how
he just has that look. He just needs to add a little substance to him. and then they'll work on the speed and agility with him. And, yeah, you could be looking at a phenomenal football player.
I think he got dinged up early in the game. Because every time he lines up, looks like he is wincing a little bit.
Well, that's the one way to keep wide receivers out of the middle of the field. If you hit them enough, they'll stop coming across the middle.
Strickland's going to hand it off inside. So on that first and a whole lot, I think John Hopp then makes the decision. We're going to go ahead and let this clock run out. Keep it a 14-14 game.
Because that holding penalty, you have to think, had that holding penalty not occurred, they may have had a different approach going into the locker room.
All right, one of the better games we've seen on Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet senior night here at Colleton County. They bounced back from a 14-point deficit, scored two touchdowns in a 3-minute span here late in the second quarter to tie things up 14-14. Bluffton's high-powered air raid offense grounded a bit as their game plan seemed to be to run the ball early in the game. And they started to air things out a little bit. A late turnover, though, really hurt and gave Carlton County a short field, chance to score. A great one-handed catch by Shaquem Chisholm. Right now, let's go downstairs to our third man on the field. Chris Nespin standing by with Kobe Peeler.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so Coach Peeler, you guys a little bit of a slow start, but you guys came back by halftime. What did you guys do to make that difference, especially right here at the end?
We just keep plugging. We had some things go wrong in the first of the game and kind of got us down a little bit, but guys rallied and we had a couple of big plays on defense really spurred it.
And what are you going to do in the locker room? What are you going to tell them to make sure that rally keeps going through the end of the game?
Just keep doing what we're doing right now. Just keep working, and keep running hard.
All right. Hey, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Good luck. All right. So, again, really a lot of catching up to do, or a lot of catching up right here at the very end, but nonetheless, we are now 14-14 here halfway. So they're going to try to keep it going. We're going to talk to Bluffton's coach in just a little bit to hear what they have to say about this game as well.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. Great scene earlier in the game, senior night, as all of his seniors were coming off the field with their parents. Kobe Peeler meeting each and every one, shaking their hand as they got ready to start this game. Great game it is. We're back with Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Welcome to the Zaxby's halftime show. Let Zaxby's cater your next tailgate with your favorites like the chicken fingers platter or the salad bar. Visit Zaxby's.com for a full menu and to find a location near you. Text the word chicken to 44332 and you can win a $100 gift card to Zaxby's, by the way. Each week, David Ayler Law Office is proud to highlight a scholar athlete from each participating school. The students selected will have an opportunity to win a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Tonight's scholar athlete from Colleton County, that is Lance Colcutt from Colleton County. He's got a GPA of 5.179, All-State defense back in 2017. He's an Eagle Scout, member of National Honor Society, student body president, volunteer at the Rife Festival, the Cougar New Tech ambassador, active member at the Pastor Church Committee, All-State Choir, delivers gift to veterans at Veterans Victory House.
What doesn't he do?
Great job, Lance.
Of the David Ayler Law Offices. Margaret, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So we're talking about Scholar Athlete today, so give me some background on that.
So once a week we honor 2 students who excel both on the field and in the classroom. And at the end of the season, we choose one of those 20 students and we provide them with a $5,000 scholarship, which they can use towards their future college.
$5,000, that's awesome. And this is year number 2 of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why go for a second year in a row?
It was so great to see the money go towards such a great cause. After last year, we had our winner, Leo Albano, use that money to towards his scholarship at Notre Dame.
Okay.
So, and he starts this fall, so we're wishing him the best of luck. And we just love to give back to the community whenever we have the chance.
Okay, great. Leo from Bishop England High School, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a huge takeaway from that first year that you had last year. What are some other big kind of takeaways from that year?
It's just great to see the benefits of high school sports. It teaches students about leadership and time management and all lessons that you can use throughout life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very important.
It is. That is awesome. Margaret Stipa of the David Ayler Law Offices. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Guys, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
You're watching Friday Night Rivals. A good one here. Front porch of the Low Country. 14-14 games. Your Zaxby's halftime show returns after this. Welcome back to the Zaxby's Halftime Show. Let Zaxby's cater your next tailgate with your favorites like the chicken fingers platter or the salad bar. Visit Zaxby's for a full menu and to find a location near you. Take a look at the Band of Blue, one of the better low-country bands around town. Been that way for a long, long time. Tonight's trophy, by the way, provided by RKO Total Graphics in downtown Charleston. We thank RKO for being a part of our team this season. As we go to break, a look at the Band of Blue. It's a 14-14 game. Hey, welcome back to the Zaxby's Halftime Show. Let Zaxby's cater your next tailgate with your favorites like a chicken fingers platter or the salad bar. Visit Zaxby's.com for a full menu and to find a location near you. No better time to do it than tomorrow. Great college football all day long. Could you think of any better way to watch the Clemson game than with a big old chicken fingers platter?
That's one thing Clemson does is they eat chicken well. Usually right after Thanksgiving is when they normally feast on chicken.
Uh-huh. Oh, uh-huh. You like feather with your chicken?
Yeah, you know.
I hear you.
Baked, fried, it doesn't matter.
All right, let's check it out. Thursday Night Lights, Friday Night Rivals, great moments out of Columbia, Westwood and Ridgeview.
Whoop.
Oh, not only the leap, land on your feet and then fall forward for the touchdown, Mobile, Alabama.
Tip drill.
Saraland, St. Paul's.
Take it. Oh, you can't fumble it, but they fall on it for a
teammates are for.
touchdown.
That's what buddies are for.
Oh,
let's
look
go to
now.
Vegas,
Oh,
Sin
goodness.
City.
Now, that's a hit right there,
sinful
team.
hit. And to Nashville, Music City. Where are we going, up top? Oh, great concentration.
Perfect placement in the back of the end zone.
Charleston, West Virginia, Chapmanville, and Wayne.
Take it to the house.
I think that's Chapman. I don't think that's Wayne. We need a Charleston, South Carolina on this highlight, by the way.
Flanker
Here we go,
stand.
Columbus, Ohio, Franklin High, Canal Winch, Canal Winch.
What
do we got going on here?
I think all 11 guys.
Dude, he kept it. He kept it within about a 10-foot radius of the sidelines. Oh, to Johnstown. Throw it up.
That's just throw it up.
It's up for grabs.
It's the old Randy Moss play. Just throw it up and make a play. Actually, he got mossed. He just got mossed. He just rolled to the left.
And
take
looks
your
like,
time.
Doesn't look like the Packers and the Vikings
Exactly.
too, doesn't it?
And just he got mossed right here. Little nudge and take it to the house. Touchdown.
Thursday Night Lights, Friday Night Rivals, great moments from across the country. All right, our Spirit Award tonight. We've given you the opportunity to vote for tonight's Spirit Award. To vote for the home team, text Cheer 44332.
This is our year and we can't be beat. So just step aside and watch what we'll do. Bluffton Bobcats, we're coming after you. So Cougars, unite. First yell blue, then yell white. Blue, white.
Nice and loud.
Right into your living room. Cast a vote for the Spirit Award results later tonight during our football game. And a great football game last 3 minutes. The home team put up 14 to make it a 14-14 game. Couple of scores. Halftime, Fort Dorchester, Ashley Ridge, 7-point game. Cane Bay beating Wando by 4 at the half. Berkeley taking care of Stratford. And Timberland Oceanside, that may be the game of the night. Region title on the line.
A good one there. Timberland, Art Craig doing a great job. Man, Berkeley and Stratford, who would have thought? You think back to the Ray Stackley days and Gerald Moody and 37-0. Danny McDaniel, he's got his work cut out for him there at Stratford.
When we come back, we're going to kick things off. You're watching the Zaxby's Friday Night Rivals halftime show. Welcome back. Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Let's check in with our Chris Nessman standing by with John Hupp, the Bluffton head coach.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so Coach Hupp led the game early on, but they caught up right towards the end. What were your thoughts with how you were playing just with the past few minutes of the last half?
Well, I felt great going into those last few minutes, but then our youth started showing. We made a lot of mental mistakes on special teams. They made a little mistakes on defense. That's going to come when you have a young team. It's just how they respond now in the second half to come out of here and do what we're supposed to do.
And what did you tell your players in the locker room to get them to get that momentum going again?
0-0. Got to come out and do what we're supposed to do and play ball. It's a good team we're going up against. They run the ball well. They've been doing a very good job on defense. We just got to settle down and be calm and just run our offense and defense and see what happens.
All right. Hey, thank you, sir. I'll let you get back to your team. So, again, trying to regain that focus right ahead of the second half where obviously they hope to make a bigger lead than nothing, which is the case right now.
All right, Chris, thanks so much. And again, I think getting to the stadium a little late, I think set them back just a little bit. My guess is I think they open it up, and I think they start throwing the ball here.
You know, we're
they've been accustomed to.
Creatures of routine. I mean, everybody has routine. They want to get to the field by a certain time. You get taped at the same exact time. And, you know, when anything gets derailed, it throws you off. So, yeah, getting here maybe a little late did not allow the guys to get their full warm-up routine.
Right.
But despite that, they're still in this game as you have a tie game getting ready to Obviously kick off the second half, and I'm sure the coaching staff has emphasized, okay, we get the ball to start the second half. We're going to drive the ball down the field, take the lead, and then the defense is going to continue to play. But really, both teams, I thought Dean played a remarkable first half, offensively, defensively. Just had some issues on both sides of the ball, but they were able to overcome the adversity, and that's why we are where we are right now.
You go back to our pregame show, and we talk about the players to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
We were spot on with Chisholm. He comes up with a great return for a touchdown to make it 14-7 after Bluffton went up 14-0 after a fumble return. And then one play later, Bluffton hands the ball right back to Colleton County. And then 4 plays later, Chisholm makes an amazing one-handed grab about the 4-yard line for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing his job. He's come to play. Obviously, with its senior night, these guys last time playing here in front of the home crowd. So they want to leave a special place in these fans' heart, and they're playing hard, giving maximum effort. And again, a crucial game here as they try to jockey for position going into the playoffs.
Yeah, if you missed at the top of the show, this is the only region in the entire state that's just got 4 teams in it. That's because Berkeley and Stahl jumped up to 5A. So you've only got basically three region games to play. As your second half kickoff is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. Aim high, kick it midfield. Going to drop it at the 25-yard line. That's going to be number 35 from Bluffton picking it up. That's Sam Quiles. He had thoughts about returning. He's like, I think I'll just go down and we'll start here from the 18-yard line.
Probably a good idea. He didn't really look comfortable returning that. So in those situations, yeah, just secure the football, get the possession, and allow your offense to do the rest of the work. So let's see, Dean. We saw a couple of one-on-one matchups in the first half that Lee Kirkland was not able to take advantage of. He had the one that he slightly overthrew his receiver, which would have been a touchdown. Let's see the approach here in the second half, if it changes from what we saw in the first 24 minutes.
Stack running backs to the left of him, and that's where he's going to go. Pick up at about maybe 2 yards on the play. That's Shamir Sangren, the wide receiver, lining up in the running back slot. Usually held down there by Swinton.
Yeah, big boy James Daniels, 6 foot, 280 pounds with the fundamental technical tackle. He wrapped him up, brought him down to the ground. Yeah, didn't try to blow the guy up.
We'll call it 2nd and 8 now from just beyond the 20-yard line. Colleton back, looking left. He's got Sangren.
There he is.
And a bad angle on the play by the DB from Carlton County. And just like that, you see the speed of Sangren. Jeez. And you see it a 21-14 game. My goodness.
Let's look at that play. First of all, the DB got a late jump on this ball because he kind of floated this out there. Had he just jumped that route, it would have been a touchdown. And then, of course, after it got into the hands of him, no chance of catching that young man as he scores down the sideline. So, yeah, nice throw and catch. It's the simple fundamentals of football.
Now you know why schools like UNC Charlotte and Georgia State have high interest in Shamir Sangren. Just a junior, 6'1", 170. And a lot of speed.
And once again, you talked about it, Dean. Bad angle by the cornerback there. He kind of got sucked on the inside of that. And once the ball got by him, no help from the top side and an easy throw and catch and run for a touchdown.
Evan Hayes on for the PAT. He's going to drive it through. And just like that, a 44-second drive of 2 plays.
That's getting it done. And we talked about it, take the ball, drive down the field, score on the first possession, and now it'll be an opportunity for the defense. And that's the big play capabilities that we've seen from this Bluffton team. Unfortunately, if you're Carlton County, you really don't have that type of explosiveness. Yours is more ground pound, get 3 yards, cloud of dust, and keep it going down the field. So seeing what we just saw, I don't think Carlton County wants to get into a shootout with Bluffton. So here, this will be their opportunity to get the possession and go on a time-consuming drive, which hopefully will end with some points for them.
Also, I think important to point out that defensive back filling in for Traquel Murray. That's where Murray has been playing most of the night, that DB slot, and has been locked up with their number 1 receiver, Sangren. Murray gets hurt on an offensive play. Bluffton player kind of collapses on his leg and his ankle. We have not seen him back in the game. So
it really was odd angle, Dean. It's like he was coming up to play the run, because normally I could see if he kind of maybe spun out of the tackle, but I mean, he was almost 3 yards in, and once the ball got by him, there was nobody there to protect his backside.
Nope. And another short pooch kick.
Ooh.
And a fair catch is not called. And number 7, Rakeem White, a flag is going to be dropped on the play. And that is I think that was Jackson Morelli.
And that's what you don't like to see. You had a nice play, but you don't need to showboat in that manner.
I don't think they're not calling the flag on the showboating. They're calling on, I think it's kind of a targeting call. And that's Jeremiah Mosley on the receiving end of that hit.
One protected in that situation, and again, you can't have those helmet to helmet. We've seen at all levels more of an emphasis in terms of those types of hits, trying to eliminate those from football to protect just football players. But definitely the end result, the dancing, no place for that in football at all. You made a great play. You could have injured that young man. Go back to the sideline and get ready for the next play.
So Colleton County is going to now set up at about the 48-yard line. And not only, and I'm wondering now if the officiating crew is talking about, could be an ejection call.
Correct.
John Halp is about the 38-yard line, just to the left of your screen there. He is a good 15 yards onto the field having a conversation. That's Dennis O'Keefe with the white hat. Halp with his arms behind his back.
I mean, he definitely lowers his head right here. And as you can see, it's helmet to helmet.
I think he gets him more with his shoulder pad. And this is where I don't question the calls, but I'm wondering what's White supposed to do on that play?
Well, in that situation, that is where you can blow a guy up, because he doesn't see, he doesn't have the ball in his hands. So you're simply trying to separate him from the ball. So you can't hit him with his shoulder.
It looked like he went in with his shoulder, but and again, for the penalty, I guess they're calling it targeting, but is it supposed to be like a sack? You're supposed to sack him? I don't know, but we're going to play football here. Chisholm's going to take it on the inside and pick up about 4 yards. If you're just joining us, this is a different kind of offense, almost a wing T and a single wing that they have put in, Kobe Peeler put in, as Murray comes back in the game now. Last year was a spread offense, and this is a lot of respect I have for Peeler. He recognizes I need to put a system in that fits my kids. I'm not going to make my kids fit my system.
Right. And so far, so good. Once they can maybe get a little more depth in that middle of the field, that should open things up.
Murray's going to take it, going to be stood up there by number 82, Keaton Gajewski. Gajewski's had a really good game. Haven't said his name a lot, but he has been on a lot of those plays on that outside linebacker spot.
So Jalen Thompson also on the stop. We've talked about it, Dean, that time a little bit outside of the tackles, and that's where Carlton County has had success tonight, whether it be throwing the football or getting on the perimeter on the outside. But in between the tackles, a lot of attempts, but unfortunately not a lot of yards for the Cougars.
3rd and 4, they're going to go to Chisholm. They're going to go to the outside. It's going to be chased down. That is by number 14, Cody Eldridge. Stands him up and is going to keep him basically to no yards. But Eldridge comes up from that DB spot with a stop.
Yeah, you got to stretch that play out and make him go east and west. You can't allow him to go north and south. I'm sure the coaching staff of the Bobcats will want them to wrap up and get him on the ground, but a nice job that time by Cody Eldridge, not allowing him to initially turn that corner without him stretching the play.
Going to be a 4th and 1. Their 5th go at it. 2 and 2 on the night. 4th down conversions. Stanstill's going to step back out. Look at his coaching staff. Murray's on the move. Murray's got the ball. He's got his blockers. He's got a seam, and he can't break one of them, or he breaks one of them, can't break 2 of them, though.
Nice run that time by Murray. Once again, success on the outside, getting outside that tackle. Nice job of following this block, running through those arm tackles, and picking up a much-needed first down for the Cougars.
15 yards on the play by Murray, and he really does bring an element of speed and deception to that offense combined with Chisholm.
And you like to see these guys when they go in that motion, they kind of like hop at the end like a bunny. You want to kind of keep your same momentum going because it kind of slows you down. So let's see if those guys in the wing can get in a little fluid motion as they go in motion in the fumble.
1st and 10 at the 28, and Kylie Hart takes it up the middle. And yeah, it was a weird play. You saw the ball, then you heard the whistle. Hart picks up 3 on the play.
Xavier Dykstra, he was ready to take it to the house.
Yeah, he was as confused as the referees appeared to be.
Those defensive linemen, they love running the football. They don't get to touch the football often, so when they can scoop and score, they are huffing and puffing and trying to get to the end zone.
One wide receiver. Murray on the move again to the right side. He's going to take it to the right. He's got 2 blockers. Follows his blockers well. He's going to take it down to about the 14-yard line, and another Carlton County first down as we head into the judgment-free red zone.
Nice job by Murray. Just not stopping on the initial hit, turning the corner once again, running through tackles, and just dragging guys for another 4 or 5 yards. So that play has worked a lot tonight. Going to the right. Let's see if they can maybe also execute it going to the left and utilize both sides of the field.
But that's the right side is where Lane West is. That's the 6'4", 320 guy, and that's where you got Kobe Ferguson, 6'2", 260 lined up. Jalen Levine also now on the right side. Murray on the move again. He's going to go to the right. Gets another great kick-out block by Kylie Hart. Looks like he's going to pick up about 6 yards on the carry.
Old saying, Dean, if it's not broke,
keep on running it.
Just keep running. Make them stop it. And that's about 3 times they ran that play on this particular drive. And they probably picked up close to 30 or 40 yards doing so. But also, more importantly, they're working the clock down, shortening this game against Bluffton.
Hart in the backfield, and there it goes again, but this time not to be fooled. Who is that?
Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson, the linebacker. He finds a gap to shoot, and that's what he does. And pushes him back for a loss of 2.
If you're going to not block somebody, you don't want to not block Jalen Thompson. I mean, 6'4", 210. He can run. He can dance, as we can see right there. That's a guy you got to put a helmet on and know where he is at all times.
Also keep an eye on number 99. That's big Ronald Reed. Haven't called his name a whole lot tonight, but Limestone, CSU, all interested in him. 6'3", 215. Stands still in the back. Stansell's going to throw it. He's got the big Kobe Ferguson. Just underthrows him a little bit. That was 3rd and 4. And if he leads him a little bit, I think we're looking at another 7.
I'm going to go for a field goal attempt here, and the problem there is he threw off his back foot. You got to step into, and then that's probably a touchdown. So you got to step into it. He really had no pressure coming. But you're right, Dean. You lead him a little further and let the big guy run it down. That would have been 6, but instead they'll have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Going to be 26 yards from the right hash mark for Lance Calcutt. Snap high. He's going to just pinch it through, and they're going to say good. Carlton County answers on that 2-play drive by Bluffton to make it a 21-17 game with 6:09 on the clock. You're watching Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Welcome back to Colleton County. It's Bluffton and Colleton County, 21-17 game. Let's crunch some numbers now with Anderson Brothers Bank. Take a look at the South Carolina football media poll, Class 5A. 3 teams from the Low Country. Number 2, Fort Dorchester. Number 7, Berkeley. And coming in at number 8 is Somerville. And I believe next week it is Fort Dorchester and Somerville.
That ought to be a good one. Steve LaPrade against Joe Call. People think there's probably 3 teams in this state that can hang with Fort Dorchester, Somerville, Berkeley, who had an opportunity, lost in overtime, and then, of course, Dutch Fort up there in the Columbia area. So Steve LaPrade there in a dogfight right now over at Ashley Ridge, maybe looking a little ahead. Somerville off this week, so it should be a good one up in Dorchester County next week.
White and Sangren back deep, and that's why they're going to pooch it. Going to be a fair catch in and out of the hands at the 24-yard line. I believe that was Memphis Daniels. Sangren comes in to help him out. Let's go downstairs right now with our Chris Nessman, the David Ayler Law Office Educator Spotlight. Chris?
Hey, that's right, Dean. Right now I am here with the Bluffton Athletic Director, Cody Slaughter. So, Coach Slaughter, besides football, you guys have a lot going on athletics over at Bluffton High School. Tell me some of the things that people can look forward to.
So tomorrow we're actually hosting the Region Cross Country track meet, or cross country meet, which will include Colleton County and Hilton Head and Beaufort, and they will run at 9 a.m. in the morning. We also have our volleyball team is going to go to the playoffs pretty soon, as is our girls tennis team. And we're just waiting for football to finish up so we can see how we finish there.
Very cool. And not only athletics, but academics. In fact, you guys had some teachers that were recently recognized. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Actually, end of last year, we had our youth and government teacher, Miss Erin Reichert, who was selected as a Milken Family Education Award winner. And there's very few of those in the country, and we're very proud of her for that. And then just recently, last week, Mr. Tim Chase was awarded the Presidential Award for Innovation in Teaching. So very, very cool awards for them. We're very proud of them, and we love our teachers and love everything they do for our students.
All right, cool. Coach Slaughter, thank you. Good luck tonight, and good luck with everything you guys have going on at Bluffton High School. Dean, we'll toss it back over to you.
All right, thanks so much.
And that's the skinny post that I've been asking for, Dean. You saw it, just get him in the middle of the field, get that kid in space, and let him work his magic. Another nice throw on the run, and with Keem White able to haul it in and pick up a first down.
I'm going to go ahead and just get out on a limb here. And we haven't seen a whole lot of, we've seen a few football teams this year so far. I'm wondering if there's a better wide receiver combo than Rakeem White and Shamir Sangren.
I'm going to probably say no. When you think about the teams, I've not seen Somerville. Obviously, I know Jonathan Bennett, who's a finalist for the Mr. Football in the state of South Carolina as a quarterback, which tells me obviously he must have some pretty good wide receivers. But you're right, Dean. This is a pretty dynamic duo here that they have at Bluffton.
They're both tall, 6'4", the other's 6'1". Sangren likes to get down the sidelines. White can take it across the middle for you.
And Kirkland's got that big arm. The one way you can work on his touch is to let him throw it. I want to see him throw it down the field. Again, he's got one-on-one coverage. He's got no safety over the top. Let's see what he can do.
3 receivers on the right. He's got Swinton come out of the backfield. That's where he's going to go with it. A great open field tackle there by number 33 by Colleton County. That's James Brown, and a flag down on the play.
Yeah, James Brown feels good about making that stop. But we have to see if it's going to be a hold there, a block in the back. And despite being blocked in the back, he still made the tackle.
So there's your call right there. It's going to back him up a little bit.
One of the perks, Dean, of sitting in this seat and not being on the sidelines as a coach is you can play coach. And the way Colleton County kind of jumped that route, you maybe want to see a pump and go, because you know they're going to go hard. If you give them one hard fake and just lob it down the sideline.
White has a hard time. Was 2nd and 18 from the 40 and 46.
Catch it first before you take off and run. White getting a little excited. And again, we're in that 3rd down and long situation, so you want to, again, just throw it down the field. Either come out with a catch, maybe draw a pass interference. If not, it's almost just like a punt.
They've had success on some of these long third down conversions. You got 3 receivers on the bottom of your screen. You got lone receiver up top. He's going to look left. He's going to go left. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket. He's going to have Swinton running down the sidelines. There's the touch pass, and Swinton loses footing at the 48-yard line, 2 yards short. He had a lot of grass in front of him.
Nice scramble play, scramble drill here. Nothing there. Great penetration once again being applied by Colleton County. Give Kirkland credit. Able to keep his head up, look down the field, and we'll credit the 48-yard line with the tackle.
They went heavy on the spray paint today. But that's what John House been looking for. Look for a hard count here. Nope, they're going to give it to Kirkland up the middle. Looks like he's going to run in place for a minute, and then he gets a late push to take it down to the 45-yard line and a first down, excuse me.
Yeah, when you're 6'4", 205 pounds, you just lean forward, lower your head, get behind those shoulder pads, and push your way forward for a first down. The drive will continue for the Bobcats.
They'll set it up 1st and 10 from the 45. I'm taking a look at that backfield now for Carlton County. Devon Farmer is a new DB, and then across the way, that's Jalen Levine. He is a starter. So Murray is not playing right now, and a great play by James Brown, your guy.
Man, he's been all over the field tonight. Another tackle for a loss in the backfield. Again, just fighting off blocks. And a nice, solid, fundamental tackle. That's what I'd like to see, Dean. Not guys trying to blow guys up and they're bouncing off of them and running down the field for 15 or 20 yards. Get the guy on the ground. James Brown having a good night tonight.
Textbook and wrap him up. And again, they go for the run, and it puts them back 5 yards. 2nd and 15 now. 2 receivers wide, 1 in the slot. Kirkland's back. He's got somebody going down deep left. And there's Sangren down the left side. Going to come up just short again. And I watched that young man in warm-ups make some great catches. One-handed grabs. Love he and Jalen Levine having some conversation.
Mutual respect for both of those guys.
Absolutely.
It's just 2 great athletes going at it. A nicely thrown football, but just couldn't quite look it in. And once again, Dean, a 3rd down and 15 coming up. Seems like every time this Bluffton offense, they're behind the chains, but somehow, some way, they find a way to come up with enough to either get the first down or go for it on 4th.
Crowd into the game, a little screen across the middle, and White can't come up with it.
If he had connected there, Dean, he would have taken that one to the house for sure.
He had Ryan Robles out in front of a block and just a few blue jerseys. A lot of pink shirts in the house tonight. It is senior night here at Carlton County, and the Zaxby's fans cam catching all the action. Home of the mighty Cougars, state championship back in 1997.
Man, was that a team.
Zakarian back to punt from the 40-yard line. Just going to pooch it down, going to hit at the 20. He's going to stop at about the 22-yard line. Came awfully close to hitting Mason Cole, but it doesn't. And that's where Colleton County will take over now from the 22-yard line, down 21-17 with 2:22 on the clock.
This is what Friday Night Rivals is all about. It's a cool night here in Walterboro. Temperature right now, they're saying it's in the 60s. Good football game. 2 high school teams battling it out. This is what it's all about. And, of course, we appreciate everyone watching right here on Friday Night Rivals. We've had some pretty good games this year.
We've had some good ones.
Yeah, we had Wando, Fort Dorchester, Wando, Goose Creek.
Good job by Colleton County defense. 9-play drive, and then give them the stop. And then Colleton County going to start the ball at the 22. Chisholm not going anywhere.
That play never really kind of developed or got started, so they're just making it a little difficult on themselves here.
Where our booth is set up is right next door to a couple Colleton County coaches, and they are quite spirited.
I'm going to say they're probably the offensive coaches. They weren't too pleased with
like
that last play.
Going to go back this time to Murray. He's got a lot of the action pulled down from the backside. Not going to be a horse collar tackle. That was a pretty clean play there by Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, the junior linebacker, 5'11", 170 pounds. Nice job of fighting off a block and just throwing it, just getting him on the ground, whether it be by the fundamental tackle or by the jersey on the shoulder side. A nice tackle by Mitchell and forces a big third down.
John Hopp loves him, said he's a year in the weight room, 1 year from today. Give him a year in the weight room. He can't wait to see what he's going to look like. Said he's one of the players that went from 1 to 10 really quickly when Hopp came in for the transition. So a 3rd and 13 for Stansel. He gets flushed out of the pocket. He's going to be taken down to the 6-yard line. A big 3-player sack there. A little bit of everybody inside. It's led by number 93, Jayshon Jenkins, the senior, 6'4", 210.
Yeah, Elijah Mitchell, he was in on the action as well. Looked like maybe Thompson was the other, but it was roll call at the football. Bluffton Bobcats had.
Did you come up with that?
That was always just the call.
Did
roll
you come
call
up
at the
with
football.
that?
I wish I could take credit for that one. That's
really,
all Wanda Warriors
it's
saying.
really good.
Roll call at the football.
All right, the big punt. There you see the leg of Lance Calcutt, sending it down to the 43-yard line. And then you got Sangren taking it up the middle. Sticking his nose right there in the middle of it is Jeremy Jenkins.
He's a little nervous back there. You don't want to necessarily catch the football like you're catching a fly ball in baseball. You know, you got to let it come down to you, but he was able to secure it. And now Bluffton with outstanding field position here, probably with an opportunity to run one more play if it's a running play in the third quarter.
That's one thing I think that White and Sangren give you. They give you length, they give you speed, and they give you swagger.
Yeah, they definitely have confidence in their ability. Sometimes maybe could tone it down just a little bit. I'm all for the, turnover belt. Not much for dancing after, making a big play.
Penalty on the play that is going to back them up, a spot foul, 5 yards. And so that great field possession at the 41-yard line now. Going to go back 25 yards deep and start at the 36. So costly penalty on the special teams by Bluffton.
Needless to say, the special teams of Carlton County has kept them in this game between the kickoff return for a touchdown and just the numerous opportunities that they've given the offense with outstanding field position.
So Bluffton forces Colleton County to go 3 and out. Strickland now back, going to throw it just to the outside to White. And there's that ever important yak of about, say, 6 yards there.
It was yards after the catch. He refused to go down, sending a message that he's not going to go down. And unless they just want to, Dean, that'll be the final play of the third quarter. But White doesn't look like a big, strong guy, but he had 6 blue jerseys on them, and you couldn't get him to the ground.
The first down's going to stop the clock with 9 seconds, and then they're going to restart it. Looks like that's where we're going to go to the fourth quarter. So a great ball game here at Colleton County. It is a 21-17 game. Bluffton's going to open up the fourth quarter with the ball just on Colleton, or on their side of the 50-yard line. You're watching Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Come back, watch the final 12 with us. Should be a great one. Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. 12 minutes left in this game. 21-7. Bluffton out to a 14-0 lead. Colleton County able to tie it. Bluffton takes the lead, and Colleton County's now chipped away as the Bobcats go back to the ground, picking up about 9 yards on the play. That is running back number 25, John Swinton.
We talked about the need for Bluffton to have a balanced attack tonight, and I think it's safe to say they've executed that up to this point. They've been able to throw the football, run the football, and when you're that type of a balanced attack, it's going to be very hard for teams to stop this Bobcat offense.
Very important game in region standings here. Both teams 1-0 with just one more region game to play next week. Lee Kirkland, the quarterback. Daniels in motion. Had a little delayed handoff inside, good enough for the first down.
Great patience. I mean, he's definitely sold that fake. I love the composure of this quarterback, Lee Kirkland. You've seen his ability to run, to extend plays. And I agree with you, Dean, if he could just take that final step in terms of being able to have just a tad bit more on the long ball, a little more finesse and able to kind of drop it in there, he's going to be a big-time quarterback because he definitely has big-time quarterback size and being 6'4" and 205.
Kirkland fakes, waits, throws it on the backside, and Sangren cannot bring it down. But again, I love he sits and he waits, and then he finds Sangren.
Now, he did a good job there, but you'd like to see him kind of step into that throw. He kind of threw that almost kind of like flat-footed. Like he was selling the fake, but
I would agree with you 99% of the time, but I like the end result was you put it right in the guy's hands, where you want it.
You got to catch the ball. I mean, I don't know these wide receivers. See right here, like step into that. Don't throw off, but you're right. He hit him in the hand. So
his father's the offensive coordinator. Maybe he'll talk to him when he gets home. Daniels on the move. Swinton takes it inside. Going to go back on the outside as the Bobcats now go to the ground. That's number 21, Jemai Black, with the pull down of the jersey.
It's kind of always wondered for kids like that when your dad's your coach, football coach. I mean, how is it at dinner table? Like, are you drawing up plays with your peas, or how does that work?
I think the good coaches leave it in the field house and leave it in the classroom, and I don't think they bring it home. I think if the kid is asking for it,
right,
not asking for trouble, but if he's asking for input, maybe you sit down and watch a replay of Friday Night Rivals.
Break down the film.
Yep. Kirkland back, looks left, he's going to put it a little bit high, and a really nice play there by number 33, James Brown again. Called his number quite a bit as he's going to come up short on that play to White. It's going to be 4th at about 5.
And Brown has shown he can run sideline to sideline. That's a long throw for about a 4-yard gain. Had to throw over the hash mark. Probably would like to see him run past that first down marker because honestly, you really hadn't accomplished much. You're still 4th down and 4 here. So let's see what the Bobcats can come up with.
That was Sangren on the receiving end. I'm going to tell you what, when Lee Kirkland sits down with his dad, he's going to ask why the play-by-play guy kept calling him Strickland for the first half. Kirkland back now. Daniels in motion. Kirkland back's going to look right, going to throw right. And again, doesn't down marker. But White is going to fight his way all the way down to the 28-yard line, down to the 20.
Wow.
Out of that mass of blue and white comes White. And we talk about the yard after the catch. My goodness, that was about an extra 14 yards.
And that play was made in the weight room over the summer. Never stopped his feet from moving. Kept chucking, was determined to pick up that first down and more. Looks very similar. I've seen some plays of that nature where guys just carrying guys with them down the field.
Jackson Morelli got the first hit on him. We'll talk about the weight room in Bluffton here in a minute as Swinton's going to go back inside. Look at him churning and churning, but Carlton County's defense is going to step up. It's something that both Coach Hop and Kobe Peter talked about as they entered these new programs. Both sitting right now with basically the same record, is that it was the buy-in that they had to get from their players, and the first place they had to get them to buy in was the weight room.
Well, that's where fourth quarters are won. During the offseason, they say you win games during the offseason. If you put in the work, it pays off. And so you hear a lot of times in the weight room, it's the fourth quarter now when you can't do that extra set. you have to think it's the fourth quarter. You're trying to finish, and this is all about finishing.
And that is Kylan Simmons going to finish it from the 15-yard line. Fresh legs comes into the game. Simmons not used much in this game, but gives Bluffton a very important touchdown now with 8:04 in the game.
And this is where, because you make it now a two-possession game, this is where you kind of have to, Carlton County, really careful. You see them starting to wear down. That lack of depth is now starting to show. And this Bluffton team, it appears that they're getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on. So kudos to the Bobcats, because right now they're starting to pull away from Colleton County.
PAT is going to knuckle to the left, so instead of a 28-17 game, it's going to be a 27-17 game, a two-possession game for a tie now. Friday night rivals getting interesting now with 8:04 left here in the ball game. We're back after this. Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. It is a 27-17 game for Bluffton right now as we crunch some more numbers courtesy Anderson Brothers Bank. We showed you the 5A poll earlier. Class 3A, May River. This is a school down near Bluffton that actually split off from Bluffton about 2 years ago. They are ranked 4th now in Class 3A. In Class 2A, you see number 8, Timberland. They're playing Oceanside tonight. And then Class A, Baptist Hill, 5th. St. John's coming in at 8th right now.
We can get a team from the Low Country to make an appearance in the state championship game. Columbia, I guess now in December, since the season has been pushed back a little because of the multiple hurricanes.
Yeah, certainly threw a wrench into the plans, did it not?
Just slightly.
And a short kick now. It's going to be taken down. That's by number 23, Jackson Morelli, there at the 36-yard line, and that's where they'll start play.
Well, we talked about it, Dean. It's a two-possession game. So the Colleton County Cougars, they've got to score. They've got to score quick. The absolute last thing that they can do, Dean, is go 3 and out here. You've got to score on this drive. And, of course, if you can get deep enough, knowing that you need a field goal and a touchdown to send it to overtime, you just want to get points on the board as soon as you can, whether it's 3 or 7.
We got some trouble here in the about the 40-yard line. We've got an extra football on the field, corralled by the back judge, and then they will reset.
And while throwing is not the strength of Carlton County, the quarterback has proven that he can throw the football when given time.
Standstill's going to roll out right. He's going to throw it. He's got a man deep. And that is going to be a touchdown pass. Standstill to Shaquem Chisholm. And that's how you answer on senior night. That's how you answer if you're the Carlton County Cougars.
Yeah, right on cue. And the funny thing is, if had the tight end not stopped, he could have caught the touchdown as well. But a great ball thrown by the quarterback, Mr. Standstill, to a wide open Chisholm. Boy, is he having a big night tonight. That's his 3rd score of the evening. Must have been a wheel route because I'm assuming he came from the backfield.
Well, it's that interesting wing T setup and that single wing. And you've got a lot of moving pieces and a lot of missing moving parts. They kind of get lost a little bit there in the shuffle in the backfield, and all of a sudden, with Chisholm's great speed, we saw it on the kickoff return.
I'm sure what happened is he probably had a linebacker on him. And again, not a genius, but you put a linebacker on Chisholm. I'm going to give the advantage to Chisholm. And more importantly, the quarterback Standstill didn't underthrow him. He led him towards the end zone, and it really was an easy throw and catch on that particular play. So you couldn't score much quicker. That worked right into the hands of Colleton County, and now a very important extra point coming up for the Cougars.
And we've got an injured player down at about the 40-yard line for Bluffton right now. Trainer looks to be looking maybe at his left leg, lower left leg, just a little bit. Hard to get a read on that number.
Looks like it's 1-something. Let's see, don't want to speculate. But it seems, give credit to Colleton County Dean, every time they've had to answer the call, they've been able to step right up. We saw in the first half with the kickoff return for a touchdown. In this situation, down 10, needing 2 scores, able to get a first down on the very first play.
And when they started that drive, my concern was a team that likes to run the ball more than they throw the ball. Last week they had 60 plays, 55 of them were run plays. And you're down 2 scores with 8 minutes left in the game. How do you get back in the game?
Right. And that was my point. Like, yeah, they prefer to run the football, but having seen Standstill throw the football throughout the night tonight, he's shown that he can do it, but you just have to give him time.
I think that was Rayon Polson, number 18. You see the big knee brace on the left side, and that seems to be the side he's favoring. Seen a couple injuries for Carlton County. Traquel Murray went out for a bit with a bad ankle, then he came back and spearheaded a couple of those drives.
And it's a big extra point.
As Lance Colcutt hopes to make it a 3-point game here. And that's going to be blocked.
On 2.
It's either blocked. It was either blocked or he just almost looked like he deaccelerated.
Like kicked the ground before kicking the football. So a big miss there. Because now they're going to need a touchdown. But plenty of time.
Back-to-back missed PATs. Take a closer look at it.
I think it was tipped, it looked like.
Yep, I think you're right.
Can't see who got the paw on it. But that's why you can't take plays off, Dean. Sometimes one play is the difference between a win and a loss. And we saw it right there on that particular play. What normally is a routine extra point.
Oh, man, it's push-up time. Our Cheer of the Week winner, it's the girls, the ladies of Carlton County. Congratulations to them for getting their work in. 23 of them. Could you do 23 push-ups right now, E-Dog?
Yeah, give me like 23 separate times to do it. Of course.
Just checking with you.
Just checking. I'm trying to perfect that push away. You know, you kind of just push away from the table.
Yeah.
Those don't count for push-ups, but you still have to use your arms to extend.
Take a wide shot. Take a look at this. They've got 10 guys, 5 guys up on the 6 guys at the 50, 4 guys at the 40, 1 deep man.
Just kick it to the left where no one is.
They have been pooching it a little bit, and now he's just going to send it back deep into the end zone. They'll bring this one out. Interesting strategy by Bluffton right now. Let's take a look at our Cruise Chevrolet drive of the game. Cruise Chevy on Rivers. You know it. You got a friend, in the car business. Lee Kirkland hitting up with his guy. And this was the play that set up the big play.
Right.
That is a man. That is a man working right there. That is right. It is a two-play drive, and that was one of them.
It looked like a Chevy Tahoe pulling like a boat behind him, you know?
That's going to set up Kylan Simmons' 16-yard touchdown run. Go up the middle. Carlton County defense, time to step up, and they do right there. Take a look at the big hit there by Jackson Morelli on the inside.
You know, so Jaheim Black also on the stop, and a little pep in their step, the defense of Colleton County. Kind of sensing an opportunity to come up with a big play here, and a little worried being with both of these teams, just the way these guys carry the football. I mean, it's very loose and all over the place. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw one of these teams come up with a fumble here because of their looseness in terms of carrying the football.
Kirkland's going to go back, look right, left, get right. He's going to be flushed out. And on the backside is big number 55. That is Warren Randolph, the senior, 5'11", 220, coming in with a big stick. Getting a little high five by Delshawn Wilkie. And that's going to set up a 3rd and 14 right now, as the Carlton County defense wants the ball back, and they've put themselves in a great position right now.
Dean, we commented during the pregame just how many seniors they were calling on senior night, and it seems like every senior for Colleton County has come up with a big play tonight.
Who's going to make a big play right here? Kirkland back, fakes off to Swinton. He's going to roll out to the left. He's got a guy deep. He looks across the middle, and who does he find? It's going to be number 8, Memphis Daniels. Had about 3 receivers in that area. Kirkland had a lot of opportunities, a lot of chances, decides to go with Morelli on the throw.
Once again, the guy just does a phenomenal job of extending plays, allows his wide receivers to work themselves open. He comes up with another crucial 3rd down play. It's crucial because it extends the drive and also will allow this clock to continue to run for Bluffton. Nice throw, again, against his body, across his body by Lee Kirkland.
Nice catch by Daniels. And I will tell you what, Coach Hopp wanted to see more touch, and that was a great touch throw right there by Kirkland.
Of course, again, they have play clocks in the both end zones, so they're doing a nice job of just using this clock.
We're going to put it on the ground right there to John Swinton. Now Carlton County's going to take a timeout right now as we take a look at our stop of the game.
Well, we thought there was a stop. We thought his progress stopped, and all of a sudden, here comes the big hit, and I'll take that. He takes it right out of his hand, and the big guy rambles down the sideline, taking it to the house. A touchdown for the Bluffton Bobcats by Jordan Murray, the junior defensive back.
That was the Will Lugray never stop learning stop of the game. And then right after that, Chisholm answers with a kickoff return of 89 yards to make it a 14-7 game. And now the defensive coordinator from Carlton County preaching to his guys. We go from one play to the very next play. Tonight's smooth move of the game brought to you by Yaden Chiropractic Clinic.
Chisholm down the sideline.
Chisholm putting on a clinic on how to keep your balance. Got some help from his teammate.
And did not drop the ball in the end zone. You see a lot of these guys at the next level, they drop it off at the 1-yard line. He took it all the way to halfway in the end zone and gave the football to the official.
2nd and 8. Kirkland going to throw it to the outside. Sanger's going to put down his shoulder. No reason to talk right there. Just keep playing out to the 50-yard line. 1st down.
Mason Cole on the coverage. But now's when time and distance comes into play. If you are the Bluffton Bobcats and you're Sandrin, don't step out of bounds. You want the clock to continue running. You just get as many yards as you can and then fall to the ground and keep the clock running. You just did Carlton County a favor by stepping out of bounds.
Let's see if they go back to the run here. They've done that on the first 2 first down plays, and they do. This time it's going to be Simmons on the inside, picking up about 5 yards on the play to take it down to the 46-yard line.
And this is where both coaching staffs, Dean, you challenge your kids. It's 5 minutes left in the game. It's the 4th quarter. This is why you come to those 6 a.m. workouts in the weight room in July. This is why you run those gassers at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Walterboro, which I'm sure it's 130 degrees. This is why you do that. So you got to win the line of scrimmage, and either Bluffton's going to run the clock out, or this Colleton County defense is going to get them off of the field and get their offense back on.
Looks like a run formation here for Kirkland. Kirkland's going to run it himself, and a flag's going to come out. Looks like it may be an offsides on the Bobcats. For Carlton County, that helps them in 2 ways. Stops the clock, and will back them up 5 yards.
Never did quite understand how, offense, how you line up offsides. I mean, the ball's right there. Or really both sides, offense and defense. How do you line up in the neutral zone or line up offsides of your offensively when, don't you just watch the ball before you move, and if you see your offside, you just back up? Maybe it's just me, Dean.
I hear you. Hey, you've been the parent of a 16-year-old. Sometimes you just don't ask why.
Exactly. You just
I
let it
do
roll.
know that it's 2nd and 10 instead of 2nd and 5 right now. Kirkland's going to go back. He's got White coming across the middle, throws it behind him. Try to get him on the post pattern there on the inside. Hey, it's senior night. They passed out some flowers. You pass out some Zaxby's in our fans cam. It's been a great crowd, great senior night crowd here on the Colleton County side of things. It's been a great night. Big play here, 3rd and 10 at the 50-yard line for the Colleton County defense. They're showing pressure up the middle. Let's see if they bring it.
Kirkland's done well in these situations, buying himself some more time. Let's see what happens here.
3 receivers. It's going to be the screen play across the middle to White, and he's got nothing but blockers and green grass. What a great play setup. Good tackle on the outside by Jackson Morelli. They tried to run that play earlier tonight, didn't they?
And I think he threw it to the feet of his receiver White, but this time perfect execution to lob it right over that first initial line. White able to get it on the run, his momentum going down the field. First down for the Bobcats.
The thing that allowed that play to be so successful is Kirkland went back about 15 yards, and he just dragged the Colleton County front four with him. A lot of time those bubble screens are right there in a pack of people.
Just invite the rush in. They're amped. They want to get to the quarterback. They want to come up with a big sack, and it worked right into the favor of Bluffton.
Converted a big 2nd and 15, and then a 3rd and 10 as Strickland's going to take it himself for a pickup of about 3 yards.
The ball's there for the taking. He's got to protect that high and tight. Especially with his 6'4" frame, he's so high off the ground. He's got to protect that football.
Kobe Peeler's going to take a timeout here with 4:30 on the clock. This drive started back at the 20-yard line with about 7 minutes and 49 seconds on the clock. So they've taken about 3.5 minutes off or so. And maybe he gets his team a little bit of a breather here, because they've got to get a stop somehow, some way. Our very own award-winning Low Country Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provides the player of the game.
All right, now it's Shaheem Chisholm, 3 touchdowns, kickoff return. Also caught a touchdown pass, also ran one.
No, he caught 2.
That's right, caught 2.
The one-handed grab.
Correct.
And then this wheel route out of the backfield.
So now he just needs to throw a touchdown and also run one in, and it'll be a tough night. Although his team is trailing right now, he'll need 1 more touchdown if they want to pull off the win tonight.
I think we'll let's see how this game plays out here. We'll just see how this game plays out. Because at the end of the night, and we're talking to the winning team, and if it's Bluffton, we're going to have to kind of sneak the player award trophy maybe into the field house of Carlton County.
Yeah, we can't have we can't
2nd and 7 now. Kirkland rolls right, looks to throw left. Great coverage. Backside pressure's going to throw it anyway and completes the pass. Is that ball taken out of his hands?
No.
It's not.
Got it. I'm telling you.
They were a whisker away from a great backside pressure by Jackson Morelli. Watch him come here They are a whisker away from that ball being stripped out of the hands, and that's how big and strong that kid is. 6'4", 210, to be able to get that ball out of his hands.
The arm strength, to have somebody hanging on your arm, and that guy just extends plays. He just makes things happen, and give credit to his teammates. They don't give up on the play. They scramble to get open and work hard to get open so that he can deliver the football to them.
Going to be 1st and 10 at the 19. Swinton's going to take it inside, thrown to the ground. Great stop there on the inside. That's by big number 74, James Daniels, 6', 280.
Called his name several times tonight, and this Carlton County team been very impressed with them tonight, Dean. Offensively, defensively, you can see the pride and the support in the community starting to come back slowly but surely. It's a very good football team. Granted, they have a lot of seniors, but doing a great job of building a foundation with some of the younger kids as well. 6
seconds on the clock right now. They were late coming out of the sidelines. 3 seconds, 2, 1. They're going to get the play off. It's going to be a pass inside. And that's going to be White taken down just about even with the first down marker. Boy, I thought for a minute there that Jalen Levine had a beat on that ball. Looked like he just was late making a break.
And that's how you know a coach has confidence in his quarterback. You're this deep in the game, you're this close to the end zone, and you're still throwing the football instead of keeping it on the ground and trying to run the clock out. So he has the utmost confidence in the big quarterback, Lee Kirkland. And you're right, Dean, a little more aggressive play from the secondary, and that one may have been a pick 6.
Yeah, it looked like it was almost slow motion there between the DB and White. Kirkland has shown great poise throughout the game. He literally missed 2 long balls by a total of, maybe 2 yards earlier in this game. 1 to White.
Get the index card out. Get the index card.
And 1 to Sangren. It's about that much. It's going to be third and about that much.
And obviously, if I'm Bluffton, I let this play clock go all the way down to 1 second, and then I used the 6'4" frame of Lee Kirkland to just quarterback sneak it.
We've seen them do that earlier tonight. A QB sneak.
There you go. I'm telling you, this Kirkland kid, the way he extends plays, kind of the new craze is Patrick Mahomes with the Kansas City Chiefs, the way he just kind of extends plays and just makes things happen.
Kirkland was tight end last year. Apparently laid out for a pass, broke his collarbone, so he missed a lot of the season. And then as the senior quarterback moved on, they moved him into the QB slot, and you see why.
Just a gamer. Big-time players make big-time plays in big games, and we talked about trying to get that, remain undefeated in region play. It's a big game for both squads, and right now the Bobcats 2 minutes and 50 seconds away from being 2-0 in region play.
As you talked about, they break this huddle with 12 seconds on the play clock. It sits at 10 right now on 3rd and just inches. Kirkland comes up, and that's where the play's going to go. He's going to get a push from the backside from his teammates. And they say there's a fumble inside. Mason Cole says there's a fumble inside.
And the referee saying no, the play was blown dead.
And it looked like big number 50 came out with a football. That's Amari Daniels.
So the clock is stopped. Are they going to measure, or are they saying it's a first down?
I haven't seen a first down call. I've not seen a possession of the ball. Let's take a look right here as Kirkland puts his head down, gets a push from the backside.
Now in that situation,
it looks right there that Mason Cole is signaling. He knew right away.
And I had just commented on the fact that they carry the ball so loosely that it was there for the taking. And in that situation, when you're 6'4", Dean, you got to get like low behind your pads. He was a little high there, so it wouldn't surprise me if he comes up a tad bit short here.
Let's take a look at another angle. We don't have a camera on that side of the field. So you see the big scrum, and when we talk rugby scrum, that's exactly what you're looking at there. But you can see Mason Cole jump out of there like the ball was loose.
Is that a first down signal?
That's double Dutch first down single. That was a two-hand single. Now the other interesting thing, you go back to that shot, you see Kobe Peeler midfield talking to the official. I don't even know if he's talking about that or if he's talking about
the fumble play.
The fumble play.
Did you think back, remember the forward progress stopped on the fumble return for a touchdown for Bluffton?
And I think he's saying, he put his hand out like my guy Amari Daniels had a football. How does he get a football if the football doesn't come loose?
Correct. Oh, and he just got a penalty
and a flag comes out.
Unsportsmanlike, so that'll be, what, half the distance?
So it was first down anyway.
So be at the 2 now, first and goal from the 2.
I don't know. It's been a while, and I love the passion, I love the fire. It's been missing from this program for a while. I don't remember the last time, aside from an injury, when a head coach was out in the middle of the field during the play of a game.
But
he was.
But in this situation,
and the far hash mark to boot.
It costs you 2 yards, but it sends a message to your kids that you're going to fight for them.
You're going to fight for them.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens here. I guess they're still trying to figure it out. He's just writing it down on his little pad.
Dennis O'Keefe has had a very, very busy 5 minutes here. From 3rd and inches to a 4th down scrum where it seemed as though Colleton County came out of that scrum with the ball. Now Bluffton's got it 1st and goal from the 2-yard line.
About to say zone read here, but nope.
It's going to be White going to take it to the corner. He's got room, and he's got a touchdown.
Oh, was it a penalty flag for holding?
The flag right there. Pink and gold. Not 2 colors that you'd want to go together unless you're the Carlton County defense.
Yep, there's a holding call on the end. And that's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. I believe, Dean, they threw that flag at either the 1 or 2, so that's going to push them outside of the 10-yard line. But in a way, that kind of hurts Colleton County because now they can take more time off the clock.
They can take more time off the clock, but if you give them a touchdown there and make it an 11-point game with 2.5 minutes, I think I'd rather take my chances here with 1 timeout. And I tell you what, Coach Hop has got to be so pleased with what his offense has done. This drive started at the 7:49 mark. We're sitting at the 12th play here with a chance to put this game pretty close to being out of reach. Kirkland back. He's got a pass to the left corner of the end zone. It's Sangren. The pump fake. Wow. And what a great route was run. What a great throw indeed. Nice job by Sangren kind of settling everybody down. There wanted to be a little dance party over in the goal line, and he was like, nope, settle it down. Little pump fake there. Gets the DB to bite, and it's Sangren in the corner of the end zone.
Utmost confidence right there, Dean.
And 5 seconds later, they get the touchdown for real.
Because I'm sure if you polled 100 football coaches, 99 probably would have just ran the football to try to get the time off the clock. But not only does he have that confidence, he throws it. It's really a safe pass because it was a one-on-one at the top. And puts the extra 7 points on the board.
13-play drive goes 80 yards and burns about 5 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock.
Very convincing drive. Came in the 4th quarter when you needed it the most. And just 2 solid football teams on display tonight. So shame one will have to lose, but in the end, well, you can't say because the game's not over, but it appears that Bluffton just made more plays down the stretch.
Well, the good news for Carlton County and their fans here on senior night, and again, a great crowd, is Chisholm showed that he can score quickly.
Yeah.
He scored quickly on a kickoff return, and he scored quickly on a wheel route.
I'm pretty sure the defensive coordinator for Bluffton, who happens to be Eddie Johnson, I'm sure if they had a prevent defense,
yeah,
I'm sure we'll see it displayed here. Now, granted, they say sometimes when you run a prevent defense, it just prevents you from winning.
I've heard that before.
But when you're up 34-23 in this situation, and we've seen the quick strike abilities of Mr. Chisholm, yeah, you just want to keep everything in front of you, come up, and make a tackle.
A 10-yard touchdown pass puts him up 34-23 now. And you look at Kirkland's body type, 6'4", 210. You got to think colleges will take a look at this young man.
The wide receivers at the Division I level, they all seem to be 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" guys that can run and jump, and if they have decent hands, that's obviously a plus, but just have some type of hands and ability to coach those guys up. But yeah, he definitely has that physique of a Power 5 wide receiver.
Zarakan looked like he slipped a little bit there, kicking it at the 40, and he kicked it out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
Same plant foot. We talked about it, Dean. That whole midfield, right from between the 40s and the 40s, has really been kind of soft tonight. A lot of guys.
Looks like they're going to re-kick this, by the way, Everett.
I don't blame them, because you want to keep the ball in play and give your guys a chance to come up with a big return. And they can't continue to kick it out of bounds. You know, every time they do, it's a 5-yard penalty.
You kick it out of bounds at the 26th, though. Don't you get the ball when you get the ball at the 40-yard line? Or the 35.
He probably just needs to squib it. Just squib it right in the middle. Or try to pooch it at least up in the air and allow your kickoff team to get down and provide coverage.
Got a new kicker in there. Yeah, but he's going to squib it. They're going to go to the outside. They're going to hand it back off there to Chisholm. He's going to turn the corner and take it down to about the 42-yard line. So a little trickeration there on the handoff and the sweep around. So Chisholm sets him up with 2:16 on the clock at about the 46-yard line.
Guess it's time to break out the old wheel route. Maybe try to get him going down
go right
the
back to it.
Yeah, maybe try to get him this time to the wide side of the field. Or you can do the old hook and ladder. If you have a wide receiver that you can kind of pitch back to him, try to use the aggressiveness of Bluffton against themselves.
Chisholm at the top of your screen. Stansel's going to look left, throw that way, and a flag's going to come down.
The hook and ladder was there, Dean.
The hook and ladder was there. I think this play's going to come back. There's going to be a hold. We're having a long conversation about it here. But you're right. I thought there was going to be hook and ladder. Maybe they're just testing the waters.
Well, in order for that play to work, now it looks like the penalty is going to go against Bluffton.
Personal foul on Bluffton.
Attack on 15 yards. But for it to work, Dean, as you know, you can't throw it at the guy's feet. You have to give him a pass that he can handle, so that way he can just kind of flip it back to the running back coming out of the backfield.
So that's going to go all the way down to the Bluffton 44-yard line. I did not see what the personal foul was for.
There's been a lot of talking going on tonight between both of these schools. It wouldn't surprise me if someone, I'm assuming they probably did not invite them over to watch football tomorrow.
You think that's it?
Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably not what happened.
All right, it's the same setup here. Mosley to the left. They're going to throw it there, and here comes the hook and ladder.
Yep, work to perfection.
And that's exactly what they did. They tested the waters the play before. 45 yards later, it's a hook and ladder touchdown. This is a team that knows how to answer, and Mosley is down at the 40-yard line.
Dan,
beautiful.
Makes us look like we know what we're talking about. We talked about either the wheel route or the hook and ladder, and on cue, 2 plays later, what do? They throw the hook and ladder. And it works to perfection.
Listen, I don't know if Kobe Peeler will go back and watch this game or not. And I don't know if he's ever been called a genius in his lifetime or not, but that was genius.
You know what I think it is? We talked about the offensive coaches of Carlton County being in the room next to us. I think they heard us talking about it.
You think
and they
so?
Called it, Dean. I mean, that's what it had to have happened that way. But a great execution by Colleton County. We talked about it. They needed to get the pass up a little to allow the timing of it to work perfectly, and that's exactly what they did. And this game is not over by any stretch of the imagination, because you have to think an onside kick will be coming up after this.
Mosley, the junior wide receiver, coming off, looks like a bum left leg. And looks like they'll go for 2 here to make it a 3-point game with 1:57.
Yeah, it makes sense because an extra point does you no good. You would still need a touchdown. Even if you miss it, the touchdown will still win the game for you.
Think about this, too. I don't – and John Happ wants a timeout here to take a look at how they set up. I don't know if I've ever seen a game that's had such quick strike plays by one team, right?
Especially
the wheel route was 1 play.
Right.
That was 2 plays. I mean, that took 7 seconds off the clock. You had the kickoff return by Chisholm earlier in the game.
And I'm not so sure they didn't call it on the first play, but it didn't work because the pass was thrown so low.
No, I think on the first play, I think they were going down. I think they were going to see how it. I mean, maybe we should ask the guy next door. I think that the way Mosley turned inside, I think he was.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because
yeah.
they noticed the guy was not covered.
But then you would think, as a defensive coordinator who's down to our right, if we saw it, you have to think he saw it. So say, hey,
I don't know.
You know, they might want to watch the hook and ladder because that guy was wide open had he pitched it back to him. But you saw it as soon as it left his hand. But that's exactly what they were going to do.
I mean, when you talk about it like that, it doesn't make us seem like geniuses anymore.
No, but we called it before this drive even started. We said there's 2 things they can do. Either the wheel route or they can throw the hook and ladder.
2 receivers, 1 receiver right. Here comes Murray. They're going to pitch it out to him. Nope, they're going to stop and fake. They're going to go back shoulder throw, and a flag's going to come down on the interference on the wide receiver out on the left side. That is Jackson Morelli.
And
that's Jordan Murray on the coverage.
Got to throw that one earlier, Dean. He kind of held on to the football a little too late. That's why he ran out of. He got to throw it right now, and throw it over obviously to the right and not so deep. So that fortunately he's going to get another chance because of the pass interference. But he has to throw the guy open. You can't wait for him to kind of separate from the DB.
They move the ball up about 1.5 yards or so.
Dean, I'd run the same play, but throw it to 13 coming to the right side, out there in the flats instead of trying to throw that wide receiver to the back end zone.
You want Traquel Murray. Traquel Murray's on the move. He's just going to run it in, slice his way in. All of a sudden, you've got a 3-point game now with $1:57 left. And for every Colleton County fan that walked out of here after the 34-23 touchdown, they should be coming back into their cars.
The ones watching us on their smartphones at abcnews4.com, that's what they should, they should
also
come
on our
back in.
Facebook page. All right, so the next question we have here, with $1:57 left, no timeouts on the clock. Is this an onside kick situation?
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you don't get the onside kick, the game is over because you can't stop the clock. You kick it deep, you're not going to get the ball. Now, if they set up for an obviously onside return kick, if your kicker has the ability, because they're going to put their center fielder, who happens to be Cody Eldridge, if you can maybe make him move to his right, so if you can kick it right to your sideline, and pooch it right over that second layer and have your gunner, as I call it, get down there, maybe the ball bounces around, you can pick it up.
Well, you go to a wide shot here, they know it's going to come to the near side, because on that near side you got Sangren, you got White, you got Daniels, you got Simmons, you got your all-hands team. Now maybe they switch over.
Got to get over.
And maybe Cole Mason's going to kick it to the other side. Nope, they're going to go straight down. Daniels is going to cover it up at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, never got that hop that you hope that you can get.
I thought they were gonna just switch plans and have number 2 Mason Cole kick it to the other side, because all the jumbo guys were on the far side. Right. The guys with the kind of the chubby fingers. Right. The all hands team is on this side.
Exactly. The guys that normally block, because they all want to be a hero. You know, they want to pick it up and run, and that's where it pops up in the air and it's all over them.
Let's see if they run it or they throw it here. Who knows? They're going to run it up the middle. That's going to be Swinton. He's carried a lot of the load tonight. It's going to be a quick whistle down to the 48-yard line.
How about those days of just getting under center and just turn around and hand it off, or I don't know, maybe take a knee, or I mean, so many things can happen. We've seen that part of the field all night be very slippery and wet.
Yeah.
He could snap it over his head. I mean, just so many disastrous things could happen.
20 seconds on the clock right now, down to 15. So it'll be 1:15 when they take the second down snap. So there may be a few seconds left here if everything goes Colleton County's way. It's going to be Simmons on the inside, going to be dragged down for a quick stop on the inside by number 74, James Daniels.
And if you are Colleton County here, you have to tackle the football. You got to rip it away. You got to go for the ball to try to force a turnover. You just can't go for obviously for a normal tackle because you have to get the football back.
15 seconds on the clock now, so they'll snap this with 40 seconds left. And honestly, they could snap it on fourth down and just kick it out of the back of the end zone here, as they're going to run it to Simmons on the outside again. Simmons going to stop it at about the 46-yard line. 34 seconds on the clock, waiting for the 25-second clock to start. And they're not going to start it.
Yep.
They just started it. This game is going to end right now. And there is going to be some unhappy people on this blue sidelines. They are not happy with the referees. There was a questionable call before their last touchdown on a scrum play when Carlton County came out of the pile. Yeah, I don't even think they don't even have to snap the football. And they're going to kneel it down here. What a great football game.
Yes, indeed.
A 7-4A game tonight. We saw a strict quick strike offense from Colleton County. We saw maybe a coming out party for a young man named Lee Kirkland, number 12 for Bluffton. Handled his offense very well. And two young coaches, which I think, especially for Colleton County and Kobe Peeler, has got them on the right track, and a track that we used to see here from this program years and years ago. A new energy on this side of the field. For Bluffton, a team that we've not seen a lot of, and they've had a lot of success through the years, and I think John Hopp keeps them right there.
Well-played football game, two outstanding football programs. You said both programs trending in the right direction. Just in the end, Bluffton made just one more play, and that's why they're going to get the win tonight, 34-31.
Without question, our most entertaining Friday Night Rivals game.
Oh, hands down.
Leave it up to Colleton County. We saw some really good wide receiver play out of White and Sangren for Bluffton. Saw some really good running backs in Murray, Chisholm for Colleton County.
Both quarterbacks, Dean, I thought were phenomenal tonight. Obviously, we just talked about the young man from Bluffton, but you can't, Mr. Standstill.
You like Standstill?
Yeah, when he had to throw it, he had the ability to throw it, execute it, and again, played well enough offensively to win, just couldn't come up with the W.
John Hopp, the head coach of the Bluffton Bobcats, standing by now with our Chris Nessman. Chris?
All right, that's right, guys. First off, we want to recognize Lee from number 12 from Bluffton, our low country orthopedic player of the game. Congratulations. And also, and Coach, really close game, but you came out in the end with a win. What made it happen?
Monday's practice. Monday, we pushed our guys to the limit of exhaustion, mentally and physically. And we told them adversity is going to come. How are you going to fight through what adversity comes across in your life? And these boys will testify that they ran and they ran and they ran, and then they hit and they hit and they ran some more. And that's what this game was. This was a physical game. You had to run, you had to play both ways, you had to be in shape, and they proved tonight that they were mentally and physically ready to handle this challenge.
All right, and what are you guys going to do for the next game? Because you got another one coming up soon. What's the plan from now till then?
Well, we're going to run again on Monday, and we're going to correct mistakes, and then we're going to get ready to be 3-0 in this region and get ready to show the state how good we can really be.
All right, hey, thank you, Coach. And we want to present you our Friday Night Rivals trophy. Congratulations.
All right, so John Hopp and the Bluffton Bobcats come away with a 34-31 win. Friday Night Rivals driven by Cruz Chevrolet, back with one final pit stop after the break.